It's Monday, February 3rd, 2025. The transfer deadline day is upon us. Hello, I'm your host, Aaron Wheeler. The transfer window is about to slam shut, and clubs are in a frantic race against time to make last minute changes to their squads. As the clock ticks away, there will be no shortage of deadline day drama, as teams give it one last roll of the dice to bring in their favored targets. We will see, or will we see, paperwork chaos as fans wonder if the deal got over the line? It no doubt will be a roller coaster of emotions, and we're here to cover it all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Local Pundits Transfer Deadline Day Special. Welcome, everybody, to the Transfer Deadline Day Special. I'm your host, Aaron, and I've got some other distinguished gentlemen in the background. We'll bring those guys in. We'll start with this guy, Patty Power. How are we doing?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
All right. And our next one, Ken. How are we doing today?
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
All right. And then this other guy, I guess we could call him distinguished. Josh, how are we doing?
We are here. Nice intro, my friend. Well done. Let's go.
Oh, shoot. Oh, all right. That was fun. I did stumble a little bit, but that's okay. It was fun.
You want to know why you did? Because we shoot the rehearsal, my friend.
I know we shoot the rehearsal. So. You know what's bad? I practiced it a minute ago and it was perfect for Ken, but
I love it. That's awesome.
Oh, shoot. All right. So, what's happening today? Apparently, absolutely nothing. Slow day in Wrexham, apparently. Slow day in Wrexham. We were expecting some outs, a few outs, and maybe one or two in, but nothing so far.
Nothing.
So what's everybody think so far?
I'm very excited. I've been watching some of the other transfers that have been taking place at some of the other clubs. Interesting stuff going on at Reading. I'm sure we're going to cover off a lot of different stuff today. I'll defer to our host as to when he wants to go where, but I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Okay. So here's our first bit of breaking news. Looks like Huddersfield Town. We are delighted to announce the signing of Tawanda Shirawa on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers. He'll be on loan for the remainder of the 24-25 season. Don't know anything about him, so let me pull him up and let's see what kind of player they're getting, because I don't know anything about him. Let's see if I can pull up Wolves.
We will have this thing.
Have you guys heard of him by chance?
No, I have not. But for whatever reason, my page has just bounced here. Here we go. I'm in now. Here we go. Transfer window.
Yeah.
All right. So he's a striker. Looks like according to FOTMob, he's 5'11", 21 years old. They've got his market value, which we know that's always kind of BS, but they've got his market value at $546,000. So I don't know. Says right here his primary role is a striker, but he can also play any of the attacking, midfield roles. So left wing, right wing, attacking mid. So I assume that could be cover for their other player that just went down.
Sorry. We're talking about the Shrewsbury Town guy?
Joe Taylor. Joe Taylor went down. No, okay. We're talking about, this was Huddersfield that just signed a player, so they literally just did it as we came on. So,
well, do we have a breaking news? We need a breaking news. No, I gotta get a breaking.
I know
news.
we need a deal.
Who's producing this show?
I'll do it. I got it. Okay. By the way, everyone thinks that everyone looks great. There you go.
That's right.
And Welshecki says he feels like he's back at his divorce hearing. Well, if you had Ken as your divorce lawyer, you probably lost out. I think Patty would have done a
You
better
get the
job.
house, you get the car, you get the boat, you get the lot.
Yeah, Welsh Techie also said that maybe I should have put more effort in, which I am highly insulted by. I am the cool hip one.
Yeah,
The cool hip one.
He's got whammy written all over him. Haven't you seen Anchorman? There you go.
Well, Huddersfield also signed Dion Charles, Aaron,
Yes.
for a fee of a rumored 890,000.
Yep.
Pound. So, and I'm going to take my numbers from Transfer Market, which you got to take with a grain of salt.
Yep.
They're never accurate, but it does have definitely the transfers that have taken place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like.
Yeah, just a quick rundown on what they've done in the window. Huddersfield, of course, right off the bat, they signed Joe Taylor and Dion Charles, and so everybody made a big deal out of that. They paid supposedly $3 million for Joe Taylor, and then he immediately pulled a hamstring, I think. So he's out for a bit. They also signed Ruben Ruskin. I think he was a defender of some sort. Might be a left back or a right back. I'd have to do some checking. But the big out for them was Michael Helick. So, or Helick, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but he was their best defender, and he went out on a permanent move into the championship. So yeah, we've so they're making moves. Like I said, that signing they made today is probably just some cover for Joe Taylor since he's down.
Yeah.
So maybe that injury is gonna be a little longer than what we thought.
And Reading made a Billy Bowden signing a couple, maybe about an hour ago. Is that half hour ago? Is that right? You guys put that in the Discord?
Yes. Yeah, I saw that was on. I think it's a loan deal because I don't think they can do any permanent transfers because of their embargo.
He looks about as thrilled as Marcus Rashford going to Aston Villa in that photo. Not gonna lie. Like just like a mugshot, for God's sake. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So the big news is we haven't done shit today.
That's huge news. It's huge news. I love that.
It's wild, actually. Like I can't believe we haven't moved anybody out.
Yeah, nothing on X for 6 hours.
What's going on?
3.5 hours to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Strap in.
There is. The rumors on the grapevine, which come from any random person who can type on a computer, are saying we are finding it difficult to find loans for our players.
Or they don't want to leave. Or they don't want to leave. You can highlight who those people are right now. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I mean, you can't blame him though. I mean, if he's all right with sitting, I mean, whatever.
We're talking about Ollie Palmer, of course. He apparently is refusing.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean,
there you go.
Josh is Ollie Palmer's number one fan.
I like him as a person. I think we should move on from him. There you go.
Here's the thing: if we don't have to, if we're not bringing anybody in, there's no reason to move on Palmer. You don't have to. There's others that can be moved.
There are other players
do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, are not in the main squad that can be moved.
That's not a problem.
Ooh,
so
Billy
you sit him
Boyle
on the bench and wait for injuries.
So I mean, right now, I would say the two that make the most sense to me are Forde and Bolton, and those because right now we're sitting on 24 players that you would need to be registered if they were to play in our league games for the rest of the season. So if you need to get rid of two, it seems like Bolton and Forde are the two that you either get rid of or you just don't register. I mean, Forde's already been on the team the whole season unregistered. So,
would you not register Palmer if he doesn't leave? If he's refusing to leave?
I mean, I don't see the point. I mean, keep him around just for injury cover.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, you could leave him off the bench for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and if we hit some big injuries, you bring him back in.
I would keep him registered. Let's face it, when you get to the tail end of the season, the last thing you want to run out of through injuries is people that can play up front.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to attack, because you're going to have to be getting out there and scoring goals. Do I think he'll be playing in a Wrexham jersey ever again? No.
Yes, he will.
Okay. And there's a difference of opinion.
He might play tomorrow.
Yeah, I could be wrong very early.
Okay. This made me laugh. I have to put it up. At Welsh Test, or someone has to take him.
Nice call, Sarah.
Oh, Derek just went in. Derek just went all in right there. Oh my God. I just out of curiosity, what do we think how our business has done so far? Do we like what we've done so far? At least?
I think so. I think if you were coming into the window, I think if you told everybody we're signing 2 strikers and a left wing back or a right wing back, I mean, everybody would have been like, well, we don't really need the right wing back, but they'd have been happy with the 2 strikers. So
yeah,
I can't see this as anything but a good window.
Yeah.
As at least we put the effort out. We spent the money. We went for, we didn't just leave it like it was and said, oh, we'll go with what we got. We spent the money, put our money where our mouth is, and we're going for it. So,
and all 3 players that we've signed have played, and all 3 players that have played have looked good, in my opinion.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Ken says, I think, not you, Ken, by the way. I know if you see Ken, you'll get it. I think Palmer can play, but he got worn down. Let him sit off a game day squad a couple of games and watch the fire come back with.
He'll be sitting off for a couple of games, all right.
I'll be honest. I think there's something to that. I know he never did score, and I understand that. But early in the season, he was very active. And he ran his ass off. And that's what he earned that contract. They gave him that contract because of his play early in the season. Like, I'm positive of that. So, yeah, Parkey ran him into the ground. And now he's looked like crap here lately. So I think keeping him around isn't a terrible. It's not a bad thing.
And don't forget, because he got extended, there's always all of next season that he can sit if he doesn't want to go somewhere.
We can buy him out.
And, well, do you want... Yes, you can, of course, buy him out and get rid of him that way, but then what's the point? You spend all that money. Generally, you go into the negotiation and say, how much is it going to cost us? What percentage of it? Because we want some of it. Because the other option, as hard as it is, if you sit him for an entire year, you end up paying the same amount of money, but he's lost an entire year. And what is his value when he hasn't played for an entire year? Because he could very well want to continue playing football after that contract. Now, he'll probably have to go down a couple of leagues to do it, but he would still maybe need another team.
I hear that Ben Tozer's been recruiting him.
Yeah.
That would probably be
a very good plan, yeah.
For them too. I mean,
yeah.
At that level, he's a very good player.
Yeah.
In the National League, he's a very good player.
And talking about at that level, that's a very interesting point that you make, because back when we were in the National League only 2 seasons ago, Palmer looked super dangerous. Then last year in League 2, he looked a little bit less dangerous. And this year in League 1, even less dangerous again. That's the nature of football.
I'll give him this. Parkey didn't play much the first half of last season. And everybody was calling for bring Palmer in, bring Palmer in. And then when we went on that run, it was Palmer and Mullen absolutely hooked up and got rolling.
They did very well.
That last part of the season last season, and really got us over the line.
Plus, as well, to give him a little bit of a boost, you have to consider that each season the quality of teams we're against went up as well. So if he nearly stayed the same or had a slight dip from the previous seasons, he's up against more difficult competition.
Absolutely. Yep. That's was the point I was trying to get at too, Paddy. I agree with you. Every season, the level of standard of football is higher and higher, and you need to get better and better players, like we have in this transfer window.
Yeah.
I mean, can we get one last one in, someone out? I mean, the Boyle stuff is that's been cooking for a little bit here too. Huddersfield just signed. Is that the Chihuahua? Is that what you're talking about? Earlier?
Yeah.
I just saw that come through. I mean, can we do something? I think we did good business so far. I really do. What about this Kerr stuff? We're lumbering about the Kerr. I think that's gonna happen.
I'm slightly skeptical of that one. Not that it won't happen.
Yeah.
But his numbers don't blow me away.
Pretty good foot mob rating for a team that's not going great on the table, though, Aaron.
I mean, he's under a 7.
Yeah, but still by breath, like 6.97.
But still, I mean, to me, if we're gonna get a defender, let's go to the championship and find one.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I think if we were gonna go that route, I think I'd rather pull one from up there that's a definite starter. You know what I mean? If we're gonna get one, let's get one that's gonna start in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But
you don't think he'll start over our boys? Yours and my boy? You, O'Connell, Lee Scar?
I don't know. I mean, I don't see him as a super big upgrade. So, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just their style doesn't jive with him very well. I don't know. But just by the numbers, he doesn't look as outstanding. And I think his numbers are down a little bit this year as compared to last year. So I don't know.
I think that's worth talking about, guys. This one for Sarah.
Yeah, hold on a second. We have to get someone out of the chat. I think I got rid of it. I got it. Sorry, there's a troll in the chat. I just sorted it out.
What do you think, boss? Let's give that to Aaron. You're the host today.
Yep. Hold on. Okay, Sarah Pritchard. I have an honest newbie question. Does it really matter if we don't send anyone out on loan? Is it about the money? Yeah, we don't have to send anybody out, so whether it's a sell or a loan. We just can't register them. So basically, we'll have to pay them to not play.
Mm-hmm.
They can play in our cup matches or in our non-league matches, but we're getting to the point now where they changed the name of it. I can't remember what the new name of the cup is.
It's the Jimmy Bag of Donuts.
The Jimmy Bag of Donuts Cup.
Yeah.
We can, they can play in that, but I think we're getting to a point now that we're far along into it. We're going to start playing more of our first team in it and actually taking it serious. Maybe not tomorrow, but if we win tomorrow and move on, I could see us starting to get serious about it.
Yeah. If we got a semi, I think we're going to start playing our guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're getting close to that point where we're going to want to, start bringing. So yeah, we don't have. It doesn't matter if we send anybody out, as long as the club's willing to pay them, not to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really, but obviously, if they do go on loan, the club will pay some of the wages. So there is a cost element there. We may not particularly need that small amount of money, but then it works for everybody. The player gets to play. And depending on how long his contract is, it is good for us to have them play because it keeps their value up. And maybe in the summer, we can get a transfer fee for them to go to another club. Because even if you buy them out of their contract in the summer to get them to go, if you get 100,000 transfer fee or something, it's all money. It's just all options.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That, by the way, I just dropped in the chat our current 24-man squad, I believe that is, including Anthony Forde. There you go. That's our 24. You can see our 24-man squad right there.
So that'll be the 24 that would have to be registered. Obviously, Revan won't be in that list, and Fall won't be in that list, but they don't have to be registered, so they can play without being, because they're under 21. For those who aren't aware, so any goalkeeper and any player under the age of 21 at a certain date. I think it was under 21, January 1st of
January 1st of the season, start of season year.
Yeah. So January 1st, 2024. If you're 21 or under at that point, I think you're don't have to be registered.
Update right there. Northampton Town, Wrexham's next opponent in League One on Saturday, February 15th, have signed Burnley striker Dara
Costello.
There you go. There you go. On loan for the rest of the season after signing 1 year with the Clarets. There you go. So, all right. I don't know anything about him. Anyone? I mean, but there you go. They're making moves. Northampton Town.
Right.
Yep.
Bristol Rovers just announced they've signed striker Michael Reindorf on loan from Cardiff City until the end of the season. I'm not really aware of him. I'm not sure what he's done. But they're making moves. Teams making moves. It's getting late, so only got a few hours left in the window. So let's see, what else can we?
Because Burnley did sign Oliver Sohn for £3 million. Like, he's a right back. So I mean, but they've let out a striker. But you got to remember these teams, and even though Burnley's only, and when I say only a championship team because they were in the Prem the year before, they're stacked with players. So to lend a player out on loan is really good business for them.
Yeah. There was one I wanted. Okay. So Derby County, which obviously they're not in our league, but they secured a loan deal for a midfielder, Harrison Armstrong, from Everton. Now, there have been some very loose links from us to a player named Tom Barkhausen. I'm don't know, not sure how to pronounce his name, but he's an attacking midfielder. And I don't know if this is just something that somebody was just trying to find a player and it was just made up. I don't know if there's anything to it. But the fact that they've got a midfielder on loan, maybe that frees him up to go out. So those are the type of deals we're looking at right now. We're likely just waiting for players to come available. And so a deal like that where, Derby getting a loan doesn't seem like it'd make much sense to us or matter to us. If it frees up this player and we go get him, that, that's how that benefits us. So I think those are the kind of deals we're trying to figure out right now.
Waiting for the chips to fall, and then we come in and maybe get some business done that we need to do. I think more important, it's like, we struggle here. I think we have 24 in the squad right now. Is that right? So two are not registered. 2 are not registered. And we have
don't come under the registration rules. Like for File and Revan.
So we need to get one. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, but we still have 24 that would have to, we have 24
that would need to be registered.
That would need to be registered in order to play. So we're too heavy, basically. We've got too many players.
Yep. So we need to get one guy out if we want to be. It's 1 out to 1 in, 2 out to 2 in is where we're at. So if we want to get this Kerr guy, which you don't like his stats because I don't. We got to get one guy out.
I mean, it's one of, like I said, it may just be their play style that doesn't. So he doesn't look as good. But I just even compared to Scar, I don't know that he's
even.
You know what I mean? Well, I mean, I've showed you. Well, but look, no. Look at that. But I'm just going off pure stats.
Yeah, I know.
And
I know.
I've shown you how O'Connell's stats show better.
Yes, you have.
But Scar shows better than the Kerr.
Those are wonky stats.
Oh, he must be crap.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know enough about him. So, I mean, if Parky thinks he's the right guy, then Parky's the man.
I have some data that came in from Rex Rex XG data analytics, by the way. If you want to break that down, I'll bring it up because I'll touch the buttons today. It's old. Hold on one second. So I share this here. I don't know why there's music. I don't like music at all.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll quickly cover this. We've covered this off already, Ken. Great to see you in here. But yeah, Fal can't be lent out because he can't be transferred again. Paddy, you can explain that properly.
Yeah, you can only play for 2 teams within the season. So he played only 1 match for his previous team, and that's enough to get him locked when he moved to us. So he has to remain with us. It appears he could go down to the National League, but that is way too far down for where his level is. He had a great season at League 2 when he was loaned out before we bought him. So sending him to the National League would be a big risk, because if he went to the National League and didn't perform after being in League 1, it could severely hurt. It could hurt him. Now, can we send him out internationally? Probably. We probably could do an international transfer, but FIFA as well, I believe, has the 2-rule thing if they wish to enforce it. Apparently, they're not very big on enforcing it with lower level clubs. However, everything about us gets mentioned everywhere. So if we try to break a rule because they don't bother enforcing it, it would be all over the newspapers telling them that we've broken the rule, and they would have to deal with it. So it's highly unlikely. And at the end of the day, he is decent cover for the same reason we said you might want to keep Palmer on the books. He doesn't count as a spot this season. And worst case, if a couple of our attackers went down, he might be needed as an extra body.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, and just for everybody out there, in case you haven't noticed, today's show is a really big deal because Aaron has swapped from Mellow Yellow and he's on the Monsters.
The monster. He's a monster. Oh my God.
Oh, look at this. We've got a real treat. We've got a real treat coming in.
I could not.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm going to bring this guy. Now, this is pure class. So I'd like to welcome to the show. You can give a thumbs up. You good? All right. Thumbs up is taken. And welcome to the show, Welsh Techie.
Well, good evening, everybody, and happy transfer deadline day.
Well done.
What?
Well done.
That's a beautiful shirt.
Beautiful white shirt.
Your memo said wear a tie. You didn't say anything about a shirt.
Don't stand up.
This leather chair is terrible on my ass. I'm sticking like nobody's business.
Well done. This is the end of the local pundit right here. Totally.
We're getting canceled.
Have we signed somebody? Is that why you're laughing?
Nope.
Yeah.
No signatures. Reading FC have sold someone though. We haven't discussed that. So this happened about an hour ago. Reading Football Club can confirm Tyler Binden has joined Nottingham Forest, but will remain on loan until the end of the season. So they have done the deal now. They have agreed everything, but he is returning on loan to play for the rest of the season. So that's another player they are leaving who cannot return except loans. He's young, yeah, pretty young.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. I like it.
But Reading can't really lose anybody, so that's another one gone for the summer.
Oh man, a lone wolf all the FC City. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Techie, what's going on? Why can't we get players out?
The problem is with these things is it's not down necessarily to the players, because the players don't have a lot of choice on these things, but it's negotiated. If you're in contract, you can't be forced out unless it's a clause in your contract. You have the choice. You can say, well, I'm sorry, but that doesn't fit in with my family to move to Newcastle. It doesn't fit in with my with what I've currently got going on. Moving to Glasgow just doesn't work that way. So it has to be a two-way street. And I would imagine for Palmer, because he has an enormous ego the size of a planet, I would imagine that he's kind of going, well, do you know what? I think I'm going to stay because, I think it would be a bit of a loss of face for me to go to Wimbledon or to go to Gillingham or one of these other places. Also, I would imagine that even though contractually he would be on the same wages, it's the who's paying for what, and then the agents get involved because agents get a percentage of everything. So it's a long, huge negotiation. I mean, the 2 signings we made on Friday, which I can tell you now, they've been going on for 2 weeks. The negotiations for that have been going on for 2 weeks. That's how long G has been stuck in his office with stuff going backwards and forwards, talking to agents, talking to the clubs, talking to Parky, talking to Sean, then back to the agents, then back to the clubs. Don't forget as well that some of these players have specific advertising deals with local companies. They have to be consulted as well. So there's a huge number of things that have to come into it, which is why it takes so long. And the problem is, it doesn't matter what the club want to be able to get rid of people. You can't just get rid of people. Unfortunately, you have to say, look, do you fancy going to play? You can try and sell it to them saying, look, chances are you're not going to get a game. You're going to be bench warming, or even worse, you're just going to be a squad player. And the chances of you getting any time between now and the end of the season is 0.
How hard is that conversation? Has that conversation happened? 1, 2, because you do have a little bit, whatever you can reveal or don't reveal. How has that conversation been had with certain players? And 2, the Jay Rodriguez one might be I don't know if that was the harder one to do than the Sam Smith one, but has the conversation of like, you're not going to play for the rest of the season, we're bringing in these guys. Has that happened already? I mean, obviously,
I would imagine there'd be certain players, because the thing is, at this time of year, because obviously he's talked to people like Mendy, like Marriott, saying, we're going to extend your contract. But at that time, he'll have talked to other players as well whose contracts are coming to an end. And don't forget, players also have the right to go and knock on his door and say, listen, Gaffer, what's happening? Because I've got 6 months left on my contract. What's happening? Because I need to know, because it affects my family. It affects where I'm going to be living next year. It affects a number of things. And those conversations have to be had. And to be fair, I can't imagine, that Phil pulls any punches. He probably says, look, I'm really sorry, but you are a squad player. That's what the level that you are. He'll talk about how they've done in training. He'll probably say either, I feel you've improved, or I feel you haven't improved, and I think you really need to do whatever. The one thing he won't hit against is injuries, because you can't do anything about injuries if players have continual injuries and whatever. He won't ever go about that, because there's nothing you can do about that. But certainly, if players aren't getting up to the mark that the staff would expect in training with regards to their ongoing development, because it happens the same in the academy, except the academy it's more brutal because they're on academic contracts, and it's exactly the same. They have 6 monthly reviews, and if at the 6 monthly review, they're not happy that you're not hitting the marks, they say, right, you've got 6 months. And if in 6 months you're not hitting that mark, we won't be renewing your academic contract. So it can be fairly brutal from that point of view. But it is. I mean, there's some great. You need to look it up. Mr. Fry, when he was in charge of Peterborough, there's a great documentary from the 90s where it follows him on deadline day, and the stuff that he used to do. He was a proper wheeler dealer, Barry Fry, absolute wheeler dealer. And there's a great bit in there where he's talking to a player that he wants. And these players with the agent in there. Now, unfortunately, now it's all done online. Very little of it is done in person. But then the player would walk in with his agent, and the first thing he says is, am I dealing with you, son, or am I talking to him? And the player goes, no, you're talking to my agent. And the player just sits there and listens. And the agent then does all the negotiation. And he says, we want a 3-year deal. We want this much in year 1, this much year 2, this much year 3. We want signing bonuses. We want appearance bonuses, we want promotion bonuses, we want goal scoring bonuses, and it's a negotiation that goes on for hours until eventually you reach a place where you both meet and then you sign the contract. That's how long these things take. Unfortunately, now it's all done online, and the agents have a lot of power, and that's why things are very slow. So no matter what we think certain players should be out and certain players should be in, it's not as easy as that, because it's all about a conversation. Whatever happens at the moment, one player who is currently in the squad is not going to be in the squad name, because we're one too many. We're one heavy. So if nobody goes out, somebody's going to miss out right now.
Who do we think that is, boys? And but John, welcome in. John got the memo. John got the memo.
Yellow tie looks great. Looks great. Yeah, I was gonna say I might need to go get my waders because the mud's getting deep all of a sudden.
Can I just say, the one thing I didn't notice till I actually joined was I thought Techie was wearing a white shirt until I actually joined.
No, look, I've got nipple tassels and everything. It's great.
He is. Let's take it. Have you ever been in the sun? That's ever.
No, I'm Welsh.
There's no sun in Wales.
We go straight from white to red and then back to white again. We don't go brown in the middle. It's white, red, white. That's how it. So it's Wrexham colours. So it's absolutely fine.
I'll have to start a new channel once I get demonetized and just That's
your strike right there. This is all going to be taken off. That's why I covered them. I don't want nudity.
We have a transfer. Bolton Wanderers have sent Randall Williams to join Leyton Orient on permanent transfer. So
there we go.
Either Bolton are clearing out or they are ready to bring someone in.
Ooh. Okay.
Interesting. What's what's happening over in Birmingham town, John?
Not a lot, to be honest. We are due to sign a South Korean left back. Don't even ask me to pronounce the name because just can't.
No, do it. Shoot the rehearsal. Do it.
I think Lee Myung is J or something like that. He's the first choice left back for the national side. So he's apparently coming in on a free transfer, I think it is, to be back up to Cochrane to the end of the season. But I think that'll be it. I don't think we'll get anyone else in. We've sent a young lad out to Warsaw on loan. There are rumours that we're going to send Yokohama out on loan as well. There was a few rumours that might go off to the Belgium league, possibly.
If you guys don't do any,
sorry, Ken, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you guys don't do any business, are you going to make the playoffs?
I don't know. It'd be touch and go, wouldn't it? Yeah. Sailing close to the wind.
You guys don't have any number issues. You guys seem to have a big squad too.
Yeah, I think we're probably one short, I would say, number wise. I think if the
of what 50.
I'm signing the whole of Birmingham.
No, if Yokohama goes, then I think we have one spot available should we wish to fill it. But like I said, I don't think we will.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, and Welsh Techie, yeah, we are investing in a sun lamp. But he is wearing a white T-shirt. You just can't tell. You just can't tell. And they're calling him Tragic Mike.
Tragic Mike.
Are you in the Super Bowl commercial with Ryan?
Oh, I wish.
Oh,
I wish. Unfortunately, there isn't a screen wide enough to get me on, Josh. So
I love it. I got it. Sorry, Pat. Sorry, Aaron. I'm just trying to get through the chat, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. You're good. What? Go ahead.
No, there you go. Sorry, Mary. The $4.99 super chat. The panel looks great, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Yes, Mary. I appreciate. We come with our best.
Thanks, Mary. But Mary, next time, stick it in the G string, please. Don't just put it on the chat. Thank you.
I want to know how's she going to get the 99 cents in the G string? What's Techie?
Hey. You don't know what's down there, Ken. Trust me, you don't want to know.
Oh my God! This could be the last. This will be the last local pundit show for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say you might as well just end it there. The show's peaked.
It might have peaked.
Oh my God!
Okay. Wycombe Wanderers are maybe trying to be a little cryptic. They're after putting up some training pics and saying, "While we pass the time." So
we have
are they saying something is coming, or are they just saying, why don't we just look at pictures until midnight and then have nothing? Mm-hmm. But
How many hour
something
classes?
maybe coming up.
Well,
many hours?
interesting on that, Aaron. What do you think about Wrexham releasing the cop today on transfer day? Do you think they're trying to get people's attention away?
Well, I mean, they definitely got people's attention. It didn't quite go the way I thought it was going to go. I mean, obviously there's been a bit of an uproar on X. You know, I don't. I mean, I thought it looked really good. So, not to step on anybody's toes, but I really liked it. But yeah, I think, honestly, I mean, I don't think they planned on not doing anything today. I mean, I think they planned on some activity, but I did when they first released it. I thought, okay, maybe they're just holding everything until after. But then, they've released it hours ago and they still haven't done anything. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't see why they haven't released information of outgoings. I would have expected them to be a bit further along, maybe. However, they did basically say that their transfer window is done unless the pieces fall into place, and we have that domino effect. So it's going to be a late one if we get someone, I think, and we likely may not get anybody. So,
Welsh techie.
The problem is, and you know this, and I know this as a Wrexham lad, people from Wrexham love to moan. They absolutely love any excuse for a moan. You could have the most beautiful blue sky. You've just won the lottery. You're married to the most beautiful woman in the world, or man, doesn't matter who it is. You could have an incredible life, and they will still find something to moan about because that's the Wrexham way. So you were never going to please everybody. At the end of the day, I look at it from the point of view that I sat there for a long time and I looked at a derelict stand with weeds growing. Fantastic memories of when I was a kid when I used to stand there. 1992, famous win versus Arsenal. I was there. If you look very carefully in the photographs, and you have to look very carefully because it was very small. I'm in the top right-hand corner as a 20-something-year-old. I was there. Loads of people were there. Jacko used to be there. Now, again, I don't know how much you know about Jacko, but Jacko used to be the voice of Wrexham. He was the man at every game. His voice was the loudest. He started all the chants. Whenever we were being beaten 4 or 5-0 and we were all in the doldrums and thought, I'm just going to go and get absolutely based, drunk, he's the one who would start chanting and we would all chant with him. And that's the kind of guy he was. He stood there, come rain, come shine, whatever. I have nothing but fond memories of that old rundown shack. But I sat there and watched it fall apart thanks to our previous owners and their negligence and their lack of investment and their lack of care for our club. So do you know what? You could put a massive sausage roll there for all I care. I do not give a monkeys. As long as we get a load of seats in there that fans can come and sit, anybody, doesn't matter who it is, home fans, away fans, whatever, to just come and watch a really, really good game of football. I do not care what it looks like. I understand that there are people who are saying, I liked it before because it was black and it was slate and it was coal. I get that. I like the people now who are saying it's terracotta, it's red brick, it's Rabbit or Buckley brick. I get that too. I remember the designs before this, before Rob and Ryan bought, when the previous owners promised us the world with this incredible neon thing that looked like the San Siro with big, huge curling steps and all this kind of stuff. Absolute rubbish, pipe dream. Seen it all before. I never got built. Never got built. So do you know what? I can look at something like that and go, oh, it's ugly, or oh, it's lovely. I don't care. Just build it. Build the bloody thing.
Get it up.
Build it now. And then we can move on to the training ground, which is really, really, really important. Because right now, that is a major problem. So build a training ground. Just get the spades in the ground and let's get it built. Sooner we get it built, sooner we can move. I mean, I put out on Twitter today, it's all right as getting precious about these things, right? The Wrexham Lager stand at this side was built in 1971. The tech end at the far end was built in 1975-76. The Mold Road stand was built in 1999. All 3 stands have all got different years and different designs and different whatever. It doesn't matter. Makes no difference. The seats are the bit that's important that people can sit on and watch the game. There's no stand, no seats, nobody can watch it. Irrelevant. So just get it built. Get it built.
Get her done. Yeah, got to move on and do as much as you can. There's going to be. I don't know, if, John, if you saw it today, by the way. Did you? There's going to be growing pains. These are part of the growing pains. I agree, but
Yeah, I mean, at the end, I had a lot of banter in the chat. Firstly, but at the end of the day,
and you still worry. Yeah.
All jokes aside, it don't really matter what it looks like, does it? At the end of the day, as Techie said, it's about the people that sit in the seats, and as long as you're watching a good product on the pitch, who gives a monkeys what it looks like on the outside, and what it's made of, and whether it's got a flag that looks like, if you squint and slightly angle your head to the left, and who cares? If it does the job and it's paid for, get on with it.
Get on with it. Yeah, get on with it. I understand.
Just to tie in, what you mentioned about the training picks tweet by Wickham. I think it's in relation to Pompey have released Will Norris from his contract, who I think has been linked to going to Wickham. So they've just announced in the last 15 minutes that Norris has been let go. So maybe 2 and 2.
Who's going after Gerard? Am I making that up? Who's after that?
Carlisle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
So.
Really? Oh, yeah. By the way, Walsh Techie, you're getting a lot of praise, not for the outfit, for just your speech on the stand. But shockingly, I thought it'd be for the outfit, though. For the outfit.
This is a Moss Bros tie. It's not a cheap Asda one. It's not a Walmart. This came from Moss Bros. This.
Currently, I'm plugging in producer Ann to check on the on what happens for.
I don't know, Josh. Does she get excited easily?
Well,
soon find out.
Is that the plug you're holding up, Josh?
Yeah, this will be the final Rex. I'm just kidding.
He's pulling the plug on it. It's over.
Yeah.
Aaron, are we signing anyone else today? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like no. I was hopeful, but I'm starting to feel like no.
Matt saying that the lights are off. I don't know if that's. I mean, I don't know. I told him Matt has the link. He's sitting there, probably in bed. I told him to come on, but he has to, tell him to do. I said him to outdo Techie, but he's got to have, clothes on. But he's not coming in yet. But
he can. I know he has stuff where he can. It's whether he's brave enough to wear it. That's the question.
Wickham are announcing the signing. So
who's that? I just sent Patty a message too about Bristol Rovers just signed 2 defenders. Is that true?
And I'm very disappointed. Even though Paddy's wife went off to work to save people, he didn't have the fan on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wickham have something up there. They have a little intro video, but not showing who it is.
Yeah, it's just a number 50. Don't know who he is yet. As soon as it pops up, we'll let everybody know.
It's the goalkeeper from Portsmouth, Norris, I think.
Norris. Okay.
Yeah.
Should I see if
yeah, it is. You can see the IS at the end. Yeah, you can just see the IS.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that'll be it.
Should I see if Tommy Cowles wants to come on? He's watching Love Island. We could save him.
So yeah,
come on, Tommy. Come on, Tommy. Get on here.
Well, and what do we think, boys? If we don't sign anyone, are we good enough to go up?
Yes,
I think so.
I think so too.
I don't think it's just down to players. I'm sorry, it's not just down to players. And Matt, I'm sure we're here would back me up. It's about tactics as well, and it depends on how flexible Parky is going to start being. Because if he doesn't be a bit more flexible with his tactics, we're going to have the same problem. People at the front who are not going to get the service, and that's the danger. You could have 15 strikers at the front. If they're not getting the ball, they're not going to score or anything. Yeah. And my fear is that that we're gonna sit in that groove, because we're not gonna have the playmakers to get the ball through to the forwards. That's my fear. You know, I mean, I was there on at the weekend at Crawley, and I saw the same thing at Rotherham. I saw the same thing at Bristol Rovers. We did 10 minutes of smash 'em, scored the goal, and then it's like somebody literally turned the power off, and we just sat further and further and further back. We invited them more and more and more onto us. It's almost like we were trying to defend the lead come 45 minutes in, and you're kind of going, if you just go back to the way you played in the first 10 minutes, play with confidence, play through the field, you will get another goal, because these guys aren't that good. They don't get me wrong, they were okay.
It was 20 minutes,
but they weren't that good.
It was 20 minutes.
Absolutely. But I can accept a bit of a backlash from the other team, because no team will lie down for 90 minutes. Not even the most rubbish teams in the world. Not even
Birmingham.
Aston Villa. Am I right? Am I right there?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, no team will lie down for 90 minutes. You will get a backlash, and that's fine. I expect the backlash. But the whole of the second half, we just sat further and further and further and further back. We invited the goal. All the people around me in the AM were going, they're going to score here. They're going to score here. We've seen it before. We're going to score here. Hey, presto, they score. And then as soon as they score, it's like somebody turns the power back on. And 5 minutes, we get 2 golden chances. All right, one of them was very, very fortunate not to get choked off.
Jurassic Parky.
Absolutely. And this is my worry. Yes, we've got really good players, but if you don't play really good players the right way, it's pointless.
By the way, this is a total hangout session. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, looks like you're getting your Korean. Isn't that what you said he was? Just Birmingham City just posted 27 seconds ago. Just kind of a tease.
Never heard of Birmingham City. Hold on. Who is it?
Is that somebody just screwing the light bulbs, John?
Yeah. I to be honest, he's this lad apparently is very highly rated, and he's coming to us. The stupid thing is, apparently, he's got very much his thoughts on making the World Cup in 2026 in that squad. So he apparently wants to come to Europe, but I just kind of look at it and think, well, you're coming to us to probably sit on our bench. Bit odd, but
not a League One player as well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's 31.
Do you think you're already building for next season already? You're just kind of thinking, we need to worry about League One. We're building now for the Championship.
I would probably argue we did that in the summer as well. To be honest, with the players we signed. Yeah. I mean, I never expected us to be particularly busy in January, because I think the main sort of heavy lifting of the squad and all the changeover was done in the summer. I think the only thing that would force us to go to the market this window is if we lost somebody to a really bad injury like we have with Buchanan. That's the only reason we've gone for this South Korean lad. Or if somebody came in with a big bid and took one of our players, then we would obviously have to replace. Other than that, it was kind of an open secret since the summer window closed that January would be quite a quiet month. But I would expect us to go again heavily in the summer. That's the rumor. So we've got money to spend again in the summer, and we will need to, as much as we are. Everyone says a championship squad in League One and everything. The squad is nowhere near good enough to compete at the top end of the championship right now.
I'm loving Lee B's. He's going off now. Are you guys going to read out comments of people saying we got an expert panel here today of 6 unbelievably talented people, and I am the Australian guy. Yeah,
I lost my. I read that.
I love it. We are miles off going. I love that he thinks we're miles off going off. We're 4 points off second place. We're 3rd on the table, Lee. You can. I don't know that we're miles off going up. But anyway, that is that. I'll let you.
Let me pull this comment up of Lee's. The biggest problem is Mullen has failed in need of new striker and creative midfielder. Well, we bought 2 strikers on Friday, so I don't know if you missed that or if you just don't think they're good enough. And yeah, I mean, maybe the creative midfielder. I think there's a lot of people that agree with they'd like another creative midfielder. But yeah, I mean, I think the striker needs. I think we did what we needed to do there.
I think
And Mullen's not going anywhere either, is he? After his Instagram post this afternoon. So.
No.
He said he signed to the couch. So,
And I don't want him to go anywhere. That's a great backup striker right now in the current squad.
Yeah,
I think he can drop into that 10 role, and then or maybe even. I don't know. I'm not saying so. I think you drop into that 10 role and give a little extra effort there too. The two strikers we signed, I don't know how many minutes do you think, guys, that J-Rod's going to get per match? You think he's going to be a steady starter? But like those two guys up front, what we currently have, other than probably Jam getting back to form, our strikers Mullen, Palmer, Mofal, and Fletch for an impact player. Those guys aren't getting in. I'm sorry, they're just not getting back in the lineup. If I'm crazy, tell me, because that's what I think. But Palmer didn't want to go. Fine, sit up. He won't even make the match day squad. He won't do it.
Josh, you forgot to mention one of our best strikers, Max Clearworth.
Oh, him paired up with Howard. There you go. Yeah.
Meanwhile, John's sitting down there in the corner, just going, "You guys are crap. Bloody hell, Birmingham's business."
I was going to say, I think obviously you mentioned about whether you guys are good enough to go up. I actually don't think it really hangs on what you guys do window wise. I think it's more to do with what Wycombe do. I think if Kone stays and they make a few smart additions today, I hate to say it, but I would probably put them as favourites. Kone's a big one because he's a game changer at this level, as he's proven. If they hang on to him
right now, so is there any rumor about him, Kone still, or no? Has it fallen off? Steven Adams was the last rejection, right?
But can't we get past Birmingham City? Like if we can't pass Wycombe, surely we can pass Birmingham.
I don't know. Are we going to be deducted 10 points for some random thing or something?
I won't stop, John. I'm going to keep trying.
Well, let me just remind people, if they're not aware, even if Wycombe are the favourites to go up in that second spot, it doesn't mean we can't beat them. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. So we have done what we asked of the club, and they gave us some new players that we need to reinforce ourselves. So it's up to the players and Parky now to do the business and pull those 4 points back. And if we don't, then we have to go through playoffs. Simple. It is what it is. But we're going to fight for it at least.
FYI, we have brought in Stace. Just FYI. Sorry.
Yes, Stace has jumped into the show. Stace, what do you think?
I just wanted to join in with my tie with you guys.
Yes, let's go.
I am in my pajamas. I don't give a fuck, but there you go. Yeah, there we go.
So it's Techie.
Excuse the mess of me. I'm absolutely knackered after work, but yeah, I've seen you all. I was debating going with Welshie's look, but I thought that might be a bit far.
Now it's a party.
We came into this world naked. We go out of this world naked. Why not just stay naked? That's what I say.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to turn the camera off now because I'm fucking tired. What?
I'll be relaunching a new channel tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll have to start from zero. There we go.
The Naked Pundit.
OnlyFans?
Yeah,
there you go. The Naked Pundit.
Yeah.
What say you? And don't attack John too much because he's a registered Birmingham City supporter.
Oh, I don't hate on other fans. You're all good.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's Peterborough.
No one likes them.
Good question for Stace. I don't think Ollie Palmer's going to play again. I know he's your favourite.
Ollie?
Yeah.
Ollie, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's I'm still waiting. I'll be happy when it finally closes, but that's just on personal terms, really, isn't it? And being loyal, but
you parked that?
Yeah, he's not really good enough for League One, let's face it. Like, if we're honest. And I'm going to say it out loud, which I know will shock you, but, got to back the team, haven't you? Can't be loyal to every single player all the time, even though I am. But
that is breaking news right there. And your son is going to be so mad at you when he watches this.
I know. I'm not going to show him, so don't tell him. Yeah, he's it's just fierce loyalty, isn't it? With like when you make friends with players and stuff, it's kind of heartbreaking when they do go. It's fucking shit. It really is. But that's football. I suppose that's the life of work as well. You make good friends in work and they move on. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we hope the good ones move on and do good things too. Sorry, bye-bye. Yeah,
real quick, Wickham Wanderers did confirm it is Will Norris, goalkeeper, coming in from where'd he come from, John? I can't remember.
He was released from Portsmouth.
Yeah, that's it. So, so they've signed a goalkeeper. Did they need a goalkeeper?
What?
I don't know if they need one.
Sorry, someone thought you were AI. You are not AI. You are not.
No, I'm definitely not AI. I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment, but
I don't think it's either.
I think I have a plug for the AI world right here for my producer, Ann. So you're good. It's okay. There you go.
I've been to Josh's place. I have seen the bot. I wouldn't be surprised if the bot decided to leave by now. But
wow,
I can confirm the bot exists. Well done.
You guys are crazy. Stace, what do you think about the new cop stand?
it's all right.
That's positive.
I'll tell you what, don't get too enthusiastic, Stace.
That was a proper on the fence comment. That was.
Yeah, first time I saw it. I mean, we've already kind of seen stuff, haven't we, behind the scenes? But seeing the full thing today, it just reminded me of the dentist tomorrow. To be honest, it looks like a tooth at the back end, doesn't it? It's just a bit odd to me. Have you seen the petition?
Yeah.
By a Wrexham fan.
Yeah. Did you see the flag?
Grow up, Jesus Christ!
Thank you. Thank you for saying that, Stace, because I was going to say something even far worse.
I mean,
it's got 3 votes. 3 votes.
I just don't. Obviously, I live in Wrexham. I'm Welsh. I don't get the hate against the English. And he's obviously like studied the back end of that new cop to find an English flag. Apparently, where? It's the bloody bricks, you stupid bellend. Like, come on. Honest to God, I just don't get why people have to hate on the Welsh and hate on the English. Like, just get a life.
It's not like they're Irish.
Well, the Irish are all right as well.
Or American, right?
Well, yeah, I'd probably kick off if it had an American flag on the back.
Wrexham Champion says it's a pretty bad design from the outside. I mean, it's a design, but like I think I think Techie said it earlier. It's like, it's a new stand. It's beautiful. It's going to be great.
It's only a render. I deal a lot with stuff like this. I work with Populous on other things. It will look very little like that when it's actually built, because in that world they can do whatever they want. There's nothing to do with actual engineering or how structures actually fit together and work so they stay together and will last. So it will look nothing like that, or very, very little like that when it actually comes down to it. I guarantee you.
It's just the joining of the bricks, isn't it? It's just how the picture looks.
The thing is, it doesn't look like any other stadium that you see around. So, and that's what everyone tries to do these days. They want to be the first at doing something out there, so it gets the PR and the attention. So whether it looks a bit quirky or not, it will probably do its job if it looks similar to that. It will get people talking and it will get national interest.
And as long as we don't let the Birmingham fans sit there, I'm fine with it.
Well, we just sit in the home end whenever, so it don't matter.
Okay, guys, another signing. Wigan have signed a winger from Oxford, Owen Dale, on loan. So on loan for the rest of the season. Wigan have signed a winger. So more teams getting some stuff over the line.
I mean, well, those are teams that are the disruptors. Are they actually going to make a play for the playoffs? You know what I mean? I mean, I think it's 4-2 at this point for us. And now that I sit here, what are we, like an hour? 90 minutes away from we're 1 hour and 25 minutes away. And, this whole, like, are we going to get somebody in or are you getting somebody out to get people in? Like, the Kerr guy interests me. If Palmer doesn't come in or doesn't go, we don't buy him out. We haven't seen Evans. He might not be even on the bench, so it might not be even a factor. The business that we want to do, if the lights are off, that's true. So I'm saying, like, if Parkinson will adapt to what we actually have, to the positive players, and we can move forward, then I don't care. I really don't. So Palmer can stay, you can collect a good paycheck, and there you go. But Bob's your uncle. There you go.
Josh, can I borrow your screen for a second?
Yes, sir. What do you want me to do?
I'm just going to share this screen.
Yep. Go. Do you know how to do it?
Yeah, I think so. So just look at this. Okay. So this was no, it's okay. It's fine. So this was, I don't know whether can you see that?
I'll share it. Come on. There you go. It's right here.
No.
There you go.
No.
There you go. So this was 2010. This was Jeff Moss, our esteemed owner at that time. This was his plan. You might recognize these bits because these bits got built. They're the student flats. This was his plan for the redevelopment of the COP in 2010, i.e. building all these flats around it, and that there was going to be the COP. So for all those people who are saying, oh, it's minging or whatever, you could have had this neon disaster area that looks like a bad amusement arcade if you were really, really unlucky, and surrounded by a load of stuff that was nothing to do with Wrexham whatsoever, and all basically there to line Jeff's pocket. So let's just be careful about what we wish for, is all I'm saying.
Was that supposed to be hotels?
No, student flats.
Student flats type thing.
It was all going to be student flats, and basically he was gonna own them all under Wrexham Village, and the idea was that he would take the rent from the students, and then a percentage of that rent was supposed to go back into the club to help fund the club. But what he did was he bought the land from the club to build some of the flats, and then took the flats ownership as apparently debts that Wrexham owed him before he then walked away. And then he sold the flats to the university. So Wrexham actually, in the end, got virtually very little out of it.
So which owner would you rather have?
This is the thing. All these people who well, I know there's a lot of hate for Wrexham. You're bankrolling this and you're doing that and you blah 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 and whatever. And do you know what? I just brush it off because I'm thinking, do you know what? I would much rather have owners who actually invest in the club and have and listen to the fans. And all right, it's not a bed of roses, of course it isn't. There is no club that is a perfect bed of roses. No club is absolutely perfect. But you know what? I would rather have that than somebody. Look at Reading. Look at Reading at the moment. Look at the hell they're going through. Look at Oldham, who were in the Premiership. They were at they were the first one of the teams in the first Premiership ever, and now look at them, they're fighting in the National League because of bad ownership. All it takes is one bad owner. John will back me up on this. One bad owner, and it can destroy everything. Absolutely everything. All the hard work just gone.
We had two. I mean, who would have thought back in 2009 when David Sullivan sold the club for £80 million to a Hong Kong hairdresser? That sounded really good, didn't it? Because that was a recipe for success, wasn't it?
And David Sullivan was a really good owner. He did care about the club, didn't he?
You played the fifth on that. There was, shall we say, okay, David Gold, the co-owner, did. David Sullivan, less so, but he would never see the club go under. Sullivan's all about making money.
Right. They went off to West Ham, didn't they?
Yes.
Yes,
did, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
1-1, by the way, West Ham versus 1-1 West Ham versus Chelsea in the 70th minute, by the way. Just as you say, West Ham right there. Lee B said, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say it'd suck to be a Man U supporter at the moment, wouldn't it, Josh?
Well, see, sometimes. So, what are you can't change your team, right? But what are the shavings away from it? Because my heart is definitely with Wrexham, and Manchester United have killed me the last 20 years.
I got a better question for you, Josh. Now that I've just thought about it, when we're playing Man U next year in the Championship, which team will you support?
Wrexham. No, it's a trait. And I'll take all the abuse. Wrexham.
Thank you. I'm happy with that.
Wrexham. It's like changing if you change your underwear, you fall in love with it. I think, I've been watching Manchester United since 2006, but there's nothing more than I love than doing this with all of you love Wrexham. I understand all the things you can't do, and you can't change your stripes for the clubs. I get it, but it's different. It feels different. There you go. You're allowed to.
I'm your favourite though, aren't I? Since I got the players on your live stream for you.
Well, Stace, I didn't want to say anything out in public, but there you go.
I'm only
Girl
joking.
crush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Only because I've got the players on the live stream for him. That's
Mhm.
all it is. It's not to do with me.
Over the summer, Stace. Over the summer, was it Mendy or who did I catch out? It was like, who's
Jacob.
Stace?
Yeah, it was Mindy.
Yeah,
It was
Mindy.
Mindy.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you said Stacey, wasn't it? And he was like, "Who's Stacey?" And then
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Stacey lives in Wrexham," and he was like, "Oh shit, Stace, don't
He was
kill
like-
me." He did text me after, and he said, "Please don't kill me." I was like, "I
Yeah.
fucking will."
It was.
Don't
That's
give too
funny.
much away, Paddy. But how did your interview with Andy Morel go?
Yeah.
Very good. He stayed for almost 2 hours.
He's
He's
a
a
lovely
great guy.
bloke.
He is a great
Yeah.
guy,
He's
and
really
he's
nice.
been there. He's been one of our top players. He was one of our top managers when everything else was falling apart. He took the team to Wembley and won us a cup. I mean, you can't argue with that. The guy is gets every plaudit that he deserves, as far as I'm concerned, as a Wrexham fan. And I know it's not just Wrexham. You speak to Blackpool fans, they say the same thing, because he was an absolute legend at Blackpool as well. So but he absolutely has got an incredible time, and I would imagine it's going to be an awesome interview when it comes out, because he knows his stuff.
Yeah, we covered a lot of different topics, and I found out what he thinks of the light show. So is he a fan or is he not a fan of our new light show?
Stolen from Birmingham City, or no?
I hate light shows. Don't get me started. I hate fireworks. I hate pyrotechnics. But it's the in thing, isn't it? So
It is the end thing. It totally is the end thing. Sorry, I heard the first 15 minutes, and it is great. So there you go. It's gonna be
When's okay? So the production team, which is in this case it's Paddy and Josh is the main man. When are we dropping the show?
Hold on, let me plug Annie in.
What's the plan, boys? I can for our fans. Let's give them the skinny on when they're going to get to see it.
Patty said it's ready to go, so we can do it Wednesday, right, or Thursday? What do we want to do?
Oh, wait, that long? Wow, I'm hanging.
We got a game.
Well, it is an hour 50 minutes long. Do you want to two-part it?
I don't know. What are the fans?
I like that. I like that.
Do that. Yeah.
Ooh, I feel like I'm at a production meeting. This is great.
All you need to tell me is at which part does he answer the question, who's better, Scar or O'Connell? That's the bit I'm
Yeah.
You'll have
Yes.
to watch the first episode to find out, John.
Yes, for all the fans out there who need to know the answer to the burning question, I did ask him about Scar versus O'Connell.
You can see the panic in Aaron's face, look.
Oh my God, he's going. Aaron, what do you think he said?
I know. I already know. But I mean,
Why?
that doesn't change. That doesn't change. That's going to change my mind. I feel the way I feel, no matter who disagrees
I
or agrees.
reckon he's probably going to think what I do, and he has no balance.
O'Connell has no balance.
Yeah,
well,
O'Connell.
Stay
No
tuned.
balance.
Stay tuned. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for when it's released.
What do you think he said about 3-5-1-1 and Elliot Lee up front?
Wank.
Oh my God. Well, it's good. We'll get it out this week for sure. Break it up.
Nothing was off topic.
I love the
I
idea
asked
of a
beforehand,
two-parter.
was there anything that he didn't want me to talk about? He said, no, go for it.
Yep. Okay. If it's 2 hours long, split it up into a two-parter. And
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
We'll do it. We'll split. Production meeting. Everyone, let's go around the room. Two-parter. There you go. Yes.
Yeah, the comments seem to be happy with a two-parter as well.
Yeah.
Middle management votes for 2 parts.
There you go. Done. All right, good. Done. Two-parter. I'll even drop it into Premiere, and I'll even put a little accoutrements on it, so I have a little intro and everything. Red Da Vinci. There you go. Done. How about
I tell you, could not be as good as the intro today. How first class was that?
Should we have them do it again? Because we are about an hour. We have 1 hour and 14 minutes left to go. Should we just hold on? Wait a minute. Oh.
Oh, he dropped me. There we go. Oh. Okay, I guess I'm doing this again. Here we go. It's Monday, February 3rd, 2025. Transfer deadline day is upon us. Hello, I'm your host, Aaron Wheeler. The transfer window is about to slam shut, and the clubs are in a frantic race against time to make the last-minute changes to their squads. As the clock ticks away, there will be no shortage of deadline day drama, as teams give it one last roll of the dice to bring in their favored targets. Will we see paperwork chaos as fans wonder if the deal got over the line? It no doubt will be a roller coaster of emotions, and we're here to cover it all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Local Pundits Transfer Deadline Day Special. Let's bring these yahoos back in. Touching buttons. Touching buttons. Touching buttons. Touching buttons. I was better the second time.
That was really good. There we go.
Breaking news! Breaking news! Breaking news! I've got chafing.
Where?
Yeah. Juiceland wouldn't allow me to say.
I have a genuine question for Aaron.
Yeah.
Has he ever thought about being a news anchor? Because that literally reminded me of somebody on the news.
That was my goal was that was basically my goal was to be as Jim White-ish as I possibly could.
Oh, I think
without sounding Scottish.
What I noticed is when it's the one spot and it's just Aaron, he's glowing.
He's glowing. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, I don't have paper. I need papers.
You need some papers to shuffle, Aaron, and then you'll be fine. Although I shouldn't do that really with no shirt on because that looks even worse.
Papers to chafing. There you go. So good. Well done, my friend. Great intro, says Big E. Yeah. There you go.
This is Welsh Techie's papers.
Oh
my God, it's so good. What's good? My God. So we're not doing any business. This is like the best, worst transfer deadline day ever. We can't get rid of Palmer. We're not bringing in Kerr. We had other people coming in, but hey, there's 260 something people in here. If you can't smash a like on the video because we're doing our thing. It's fun. Techie's there doing it. Yeah.
Aaron, has Rotherham signed anybody?
I have no idea. I guess I could look.
You gotta go, Techie? Sorry.
They need to get rid of Steve Evans. That's what they need to get rid of.
No, actually,
knob.
He's hard to move.
Let's leave him there. Let's leave him there.
No, he just there are just some people in this world. It doesn't matter how nice you are, you just think you annoy me. He annoys me. He's just annoying without even trying to be annoying. And he's not even that good a manager. He was lucky with Steven his last year. How on earth he pulled that rabbit out of that hat, I do not know. Mind you, having seen how Steven has treated us midweek, maybe that's why they actually have some decent players. Who knows? But he's always been an absolute tool, the guy. So yeah.
No, it doesn't look like they've done anything today. So yeah, they've done nothing.
Looks like we're selling a young kid as well to Brentford. Reading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Brentford are set to sign highly rated Birmingham teenager Ramel Donovan, 18 years old, on loan with an obligation to buy in the summer. Bit gutted about that, but kind of half saw it coming.
Oh, man. Sorry, I'm trying to get Stace back in. She's having trouble. But
Yeah.
there you go.
And Welsh Techie, I love the way you were very reserved about your thoughts on him too. You've just literally
I need to be
ripped him
careful.
through.
I don't want a lawsuit. You need to be
he was-
careful.
He was
didn't get any
particularly he was particularly angry on the weekend. I can tell you that. He was in the dugout below me, and
I bet he was.
Well, the funniest thing was they were time wasting from minute 1, and then as soon as we went 2-1 up and we started to time waste, he got really irate, and it didn't help that I think every opportune moment half our bench were laughing at him. So
Welcome back, Stace.
Welcome back, Stace.
Yes.
You
He has
fixed the-
he has no grace. The guy. He's got no grace at all.
But Mr. Wrexham is in, and evening, folks. How are you? Welcome in, Mr. Wrexham. I think he's a local. Do you know Mr. Wrexham, Techie and Stace? You guys are local. I don't know what that is. Good to know. And Lee B says he did join us from Plymouth. Not sure that is. I live in Plymouth. Stunned that Parky has not gotten him first name on the team sheet. Who's that talking about? Who's he talking about?
Scar.
Scar needs to play over O'Connell. Just saying. And in our votes here, center back deadline day decisions. O'Connell 44. Oh shit! O'Connell's winning 44% over Scar at 27 and Kerr 29. All right, I'm shutting the poll down. It seems to be broke here. The poll, it's just broke.
That's not right. Aaron, how many times did you vote, Aaron?
I haven't voted once. I need to get in there and vote.
Me either.
I didn't even know we had a poll going.
Actually, here's a quick round the world here. Do we think George Evans is going to get any more playing time this year?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll play tomorrow.
In League One, I should have said. Sorry.
No.
Oh, tomorrow.
Okay.
Barnsley just signed someone called Clement Rodriguez. There you go. But I think he'll play tomorrow. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Which would be great.
Where will he play though? Will he play in the midfield or will he play in the back three?
Midfield.
I want him to play in the back three because I want Lee, Dobson, and Cannon to play. I want Rathbone to get a rest in the midfield, but I definitely want Lee playing in the midfield tomorrow to get some more time there.
I think that leads to the better question, by the way. And Ken, listen, you don't have a lot of good takes, but what's our best 11 right now?
Well, I like you. So yeah, you're right. I don't have our fully fit best 11.
Yeah.
Well, and in form,
fully fit best 11
players, and the players are in form or not, or how they are now.
Right now, tomorrow, February 4th. Tomorrow.
Well, how they are right now. God, I'm going to be really cruel here, because Burton's not back. I'm going to say Mark Howard at the moment is our best keeper because AO's lacking form.
Whoa.
I said that's why I asked in form.
Bold take.
If he's in form, AO's by far our best keeper. But not by far. They're not compared to Burton in form. They're both equal. But again, that's why I'm asking. Because at the moment he's not in form, and he was terrible against Stevenage. So then across the back, Brunt and Cleworth, and in the middle, well, who do you pick, Aaron? Who do you pick? Actually, I can't split Scar and O'Connell at the moment. I can't. I just can't. And I'm a Scar fan. So there you go. Wing backs, Barnett, and on the other side, not McLean. Oh my God.
How dare you?
Have you just thrown your club captain under the bus there?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Yes,
I have.
Get under those wheels.
Okay, who's better?
He's not a threat. I'd throw Longman over there right now. He can play anywhere on the field. And then in the middle, I'd pick Lee. I'd pick Dobson over Matty James, and I'd pick Ollie Rathbone. And then up front, it's our two new guys. It's Rodriguez and Smith.
At least you didn't say Mendy this time, and somebody had to apologise for all of Australia.
And Mendy's playing.
Rousey's
Does anybody else want to have a crack at that?
Yeah, go on.
I'll give my best 11 of what we got right now.
O'Connell can only play one position.
O'Connell up front, O'Connell in the back, O'Connell. Wait, no. I'm gonna stick with AO. Okay, I'm gonna stick with AO in the back, and then give me O'Connell, Brunt, and Max in the back three. Wing backs, I'm gonna stick with Macca and Barney for now. And then the midfield, same as Ken, Dobson as the holder, Lee and Rathbone as the two forward mids. The center mids, and then the two new guys up front, Smith and Rodriguez. That's where I'm at.
Bad. It's not bad.
So the only difference is we're playing.
Now, okay, so let me say this though. All right, we've had a lot of talking about O'Connell. I would not be against seeing Brunt play that middle position.
I said it to you the other day. You called me. You said I was Judas.
No, I didn't. I wasn't on the show when you said that. But I would not be against that. Because I think he could play that role really well because he plays the ball. He's very good on the ball.
So who do you put on that at the other side then?
So that's where it gets interesting. Who do you play? Who plays on the left? Do you play Stash? Which isn't bad. He's not bad.
Or Evans.
Scar?
Evans could play there. I don't know if Scar would play that role as well.
Okay.
Because Parkey uses them to push the ball forward. So that would be a question. I wouldn't mind if he brought in a center back, maybe bring one that can play that left-sided center back in, a left footer, and then you could move Brunt to the middle, which wouldn't be a.
We have an hour and 3 minutes to freaking do that.
Yeah, I'm not.
2 hours.
I'm not. See, that's the thing. Everybody thinks that I'm just obsessed with O'Connell. I'm not obsessed with O'Connell. I just think he's the best option at that position. Like I think what we have right now, in my opinion, he's the best option in that position. And I want us to play our best players. That's where I am on that. But I would be completely happy if we brought in somebody better, and we played them. So,
who else? Paddy, give us your team.
Well, hold on before you go there. What do you think of? Because he's not going to be his opinion. What do you think of Scar, John?
I'm a little bit biased because he is a blue nose, and we did have him many years ago. As daft as it sounds, I think Scar's a sort of defender you're going to need next season if you do get into the championship. Because I think he's more of a your typical sort of muck and bullets defender. He'll head and kick everything. You don't ask him to pass the ball or do anything fancy with the ball. But he is, I would say, his level is top League One, bottom end Championship. And I think if you did get up, he's the sort of defender you're going to need in the trenches when you're away at Cardiff or whoever on a cold Tuesday night. He's not going to fall over like O'Connell does. But the question is, what do you want? What does Parkey want from his defenders? That's the thing.
Yeah,
Does he want them to play out with the ball, or does he want them to ultimately defend? But Scar has a ceiling, a very low ceiling in the sense of top League One, bottom of Championship. So he's only a short-term fix. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry, Ken. Go ahead.
Paddy.
I actually agreed with Aaron on pretty much everything. A comment was on Longman. Was why do we all hate Longman?
That's not true.
I know it's not true. That's why I'm bringing it up. I potentially would play Longman on the left-hand side instead of Macca, but we have not seen him there yet. So therefore, I'm not picking him at this time in that position. He does look like he could potentially do a very good role on the right hand side to cover Barney. But again, potentially his defensive duties may not be as strong, and he may need a bit of time to just get used to that role as well on either side. But looking at tape and other goals he has scored, if you put him out on the left-hand side, instead of crossing in from that side, he's more likely to cut in and take shots on his right-hand side, on his right foot, which is fine too. It's just simply a different type of attacking threat. And I wouldn't mind that off the left with Barney on the right-hand side putting the crosses in.
Fun fact. So I want to read this real quick. Fun fact: EOC has never played in the championship, and then he goes on to say, "But Scar did." EOC's played in the Champions League, so there's levels.
Oh,
different level.
I played in the national championship for a while, but I'm not playing basketball still.
Yeah, but occasionally you do get shit teams in the.
I
mean, it was
Champions League.
Forde's just left the club. Forde
breaking.
just left the club.
Whoa!
Breaking news.
What happened?
Forde's left the club.
Gone where, Stace?
Yeah.
I haven't opened it. I've just
mutual consent, so he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Josh, it's on the website if you want to pull it up.
I'll
we
pull
can
it up,
read
my
it.
friend. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just invited Nate Salt back in. I invited Tommy Cowson. If anyone who has connection there, Techie, if you guys want to invite people in, let us know. Just let me know. I'll bring them out, bring people in.
Okay.
Bang on 10 o'clock as well. Bang on 10 o'clock.
Real quick, I do want to touch on Steve Barton. Let me pull that up.
You got it?
Dropped us. Yeah, I'm trying to get to it.
Yeah, super chat. Got to go so far back, they're flying.
Yeah, I know it is.
Go into start. It's automatically in start.
Yeah, there. Oh, okay, gotcha. Steve Barton. He's not wearing any pants. News at 11. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for the $20. Steve,
nice fat 20 in the G string. Thanks, Steve.
In quarters.
This all proceeds go to buying Welsh Techie a shirt.
It's the last day of the local pundit. We're starting a new channel when we get demonetized tomorrow.
Subscriptions will be $9.99 a month.
Yeah. And there we go. Who wants to read this out? Who's got it? Who wants to do it? Someone with eyes.
Aaron, you're the host.
I'm on my phone, so I can't see that on the screen.
Techie raised his hand. Go ahead, Techie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I can't see it. I was just waving. I was waving goodbye to Forde. To say thank you. That's all it was.
Then it's Aaron.
All right. I'm gutted about
that. Wrexham AFC can confirm Anthony Forde has left the club by mutual consent. Forde first signed for Wrexham in 2022, playing predominantly at right wing back in our record-breaking promotion-winning campaign, making 39 appearances in all competitions. After a spell out of the team for personal reasons that season, Forde returned to score the key opening goal in our penultimate home match of the season as we took a step closer to sealing the title. He also scored in our first match back in the EFL against MK Dons the following season. This season, he has played 4 times, all in the EFL trophy, including having a part in all 3 goals in our home win against Wolves under-21s in the group stage. In total, the Irishman has made 61 appearances in all competitions for Wrexham, scoring 4 times. Manager Phil Parkinson said, "I'd like to thank Forde for his contributions since he's been at the club. He's lived through a lot and on and off the pitch during his time here, but he has been an outstanding professional, and we really wish him all the best in his next stage of his career. All at Wrexham AFC would like to wish Anthony Forde and his family well for the future." Yeah, I totally agree with that. Happy for Forde to get a move. Maybe he'll go get some time somewhere. Like to see him play. He's a quality player. He's a quality player.
Very underrated. He's one of my favorite players. Our favorite people, but he's one of my favorite players ever. Like, so underrated.
Free kick against Yeovil was stunning.
It was nuts, wasn't it?
Absolutely stunning.
What does that mean? So did we clear a spot?
It's the worst part about being a fan. is losing players who you really
No.
like. And football, unfortunately, is a business. There you go.
Josh, that puts us at 23 players that would require being registered to play. So we're still one heavy,
Okay.
which, I don't know if we'll get any more business done or not. So
Yeah, Forde was seen at the club earlier today doing a spot for Welcome to Wrexham. So that would obviously be his going away speech or whatever. His going away video. Yeah.
It's interesting that it was exactly an hour before the window closes that went out.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering whether this is the club are now going to start dripping stuff out to get you up to the deadline to try and keep people interested. I don't know. Maybe it's the new communications director's plan. I don't know.
Scheduled
Do you
tweet.
think it's bringing in the Kerr guy? What do we think here?
That's a rumor that I've heard, but who knows?
This is on X. This is on X, by the way. Wrexham would like to thank back-to-back promotion winner Anthony for the best of luck in the future. That's brilliant, and that's classy on all of it too. Great shot right there too of him.
Sure, it makes it even more sadder considering what he's been through with his family as well while with us. Like all of us feel like a personal connection with him from, watching his journey, not just on Welcome to Wrexham, but, in person, and just seeing how much he's been through as a person with his family is really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Bless him. He's genuinely a nice bloke as well, isn't he, Welshie? Lovely fella.
Very nice, lovely guy, lovely guy,
Yeah.
real lovely guy, and did what we asked him to do at the time we asked him to do it. He made a difference. He didn't just make up numbers or bench warm. He got out there and played for the shirt. And as a fan, that's all you can ask. That's all you just want players to put the shirt on and play for the badge. It's a job at the end of the day. We don't all get up in the morning and sit at our computers and go, "Wow, I'm going to be the best person I'm going to be." We don't do that. But all you ask is them put that shirt on and play for the badge, and he absolutely did that 100%. And I got nothing but good wishes and fingers crossed. He gets snapped up by somebody. Interesting to see what level he gets at, because obviously he's played for us recently at League One. Don't know whether he's a League One player. Definitely can see him in League Two. Get him a League Two spot. I think he's better than National League. But yeah, good luck to him. Massive good luck to him.
Top end League Two, I'd put him.
Could see him doing that. Walsall need help right now because they are hemorrhaging points like there's no tomorrow. So they probably need some help.
Burton Albion, maybe Burton Albion there. You don't.
They don't need any more help. They're getting enough of our ex-players scoring goals like for fun. So let's not give them any more. Let's not give them any more ammunition. Thanks very much.
No, hang on. They're still behind Peterborough. We still need them to get ahead of Peterborough.
Peterborough are in the toilet at the moment. I would be very surprised if Darren Ferguson is still the manager by the end of the season. The way they're going at the moment, they cannot buy a win.
Peterborough are going to definitely finish above Birmingham City, though. I think that's what's going to happen.
Don't be mean now, Josh. Don't be mean.
Is it even mathematically possible?
I was going to say,
maybe not.
I'm messaging with Nathan Salt right now, and I'm also Liam Randall to come on as well. Liam Randall thought we were meeting tomorrow morning. I don't know if he knows we shoot the rehearsal. So Liam, if you're not watching or you are watching, I just dropped in a link to come in. He's at Wales Online.
Come on, Liam, get on.
Come on. And I also I messaged Tommy Kaus as well. Try to have him come on as well. We shall see if he'll come in. But yes, we're trying to get. It's tech. What time is it over in the underworld there, Ken? I'll try to see if
9 minutes past 10. Tommy Kaus will be face down in a kebab by now.
Yes, he will. Do you want me to text him for you?
Yes, text him. Get him on. Tell him to come in.
Yep.
I sent Tommy a hat and never got to him. I sent him a hat, never got to him. There you go.
Stace, text Palmer.
That'd make Josh's evening, that wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'll be a cold gentleman.
We'll get the super chat out here, Steve. Thanks for that. I'm down, Coach.
I think he's keeping his head down at the moment.
Yeah.
I think if Palm was coming on, I'd
Definitely.
put my shorts back on, to be honest.
Oh.
What about your shirt now?
Oh, no.
No.
No. Come on. Me and him, we'd be like twins. His body, my body together. We'd be like twins.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Twin. By
To
the
be
way,
honest, I think Ollie would be really, really self-conscious sitting next to you, Welshie. Like he would just die
Right.
for your
Oh,
body.
yeah.
So can't
Yeah.
put him through that.
He's only human, Stace. He's only human.
Absolutely. Yeah, he is.
those straps are made for walking, my friend. They look great.
I
I'm
love
surprised
it.
you can get that. Is that an extra medium on the neck there?
This?
Medium. Yeah, medium.
It's TV always puts £10 on you. I'm
Yeah.
actually only I'm only 5'3". You wouldn't know it, would you?
always in the wrong spot too. Well, Sticky.
I don't know if that is an American, but you have the neck of the Rock. There you go. That's it.
I've got a neck made of rock.
So how many cameras
It's got my
have you
name
got
all the way
facing you at
through
the
it.
moment?
Only John and Stace will get that joke. It's got my name all the way through it. There you go.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Richard,
look, the super chat. I'm down, coach. I've officially pulled my hamstring running defense for Ken's letters. We better get that out. He's been doing like. Thank you very much, Steve. You're a huge supporter of the channel. We really appreciate it. And I must admit, like I'm probably number 6 on the letters count today behind. Definitely, I'm going to give it to Aaron today. He's gone special. He even did a sneak peek in the Discord. And then Paddy might have been close to first if he got the fan going, but no fan. So, no flowing locks. But yeah, but then Welsh Techie, seriously, how can you move away from that?
Hey, if there was a Meatloaf impersonation competition, Paddy, you win it.
Meatloaf.
By the way, just so you know, Aaron went full John Anthony from Two for the Money. There you go. He went full John Anthony.
Kelly's on you, Aaron.
Control you. There's no controlling this panel. I mean, these guys are buck wild.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I joined and I was like, why the fuck are they all wearing suits? Wait a second. So I grabbed my husband's tie out of the wardrobe and thought, I can't sit here without one on. So I was actually oblivious why you all were, but still joined in.
I thought you meant you grabbed your husband's tie while he was still wearing it and choked the poor bugger.
Family show.
Sorry, apologies.
Can we all take a moment to laugh at Stockport, who have just announced the signing of Sam Cosgrove, who is quite possibly the worst striker I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
Well,
John, I don't need an excuse to laugh at Stockport. Don't need an excuse at all to laugh at Stockport.
Yeah. Speaking of in the mud, that would be Stockport. Actually, on a good run of form. They're in a good run of form.
Yeah, they are. They've just come out of nowhere, haven't they?
It's about to go downhill with Sam Cosgrove up front.
I hope so. They're only 5 points behind us.
I know.
Can I share breaking news? Like totally just shitting on the show.
Okay, go.
Ouch.
We have new thumbnails coming in for the local pundit.
Ooh.
They're right there. Josh Media. He does for UV. Like there you go. New thumbnails are coming. He just sent me that right now.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille.
Yes, I love it. Yes, just sent me that right now. Listen, so that he does stuff for the United View, and also a couple of like Arsenal shows. But like he's like, oh, maybe Wrexham will do some good stuff. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, come on now. So he's doing design for us right now. So I love it. So just got that right now, and it's a beautiful shot of AO. A beautiful shot of AO. Awesome. And on that note, sorry, I'm cutting off. Liam is going to come in. Liam Randall. Right. Give me 15 minutes and I'll hop on. Sorry for the crosswires. He's going to be in.
Come on, Liam.
Awesome.
Come on, Liam.
Awesome.
Who did we lose? We lost somebody. We lost Ken.
Who did we lose? Ken.
Local Ken did.
Ken's gone. Paddy's disappeared into a crowd of players.
Yeah. Well, who's in there? He's
Camouflage.
Anthony Forde.
Good.
Forde.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
There's Ken.
Does this mean that we're going to do one last bit of business? We do have 45 minutes and 24 seconds until it closes right now.
Have they tweeted a picture of the moon?
I'm scared of that.
Are they standing behind you, Welsh Turkey?
Let's see.
Is everyone ready?
Yeah, go, Paddy. What are you doing? You're crossing out players?
What's he doing? What's happening?
Hold on.
Whoa! Look at that.
Wow, the amount of drugs I'm on, that really threw me.
Look at those flowing locks. Beautiful. I love it.
I'm very jealous around about now.
Now we need a fan. Now he needs a fan. Just
definitely, yeah.
It's a
blowing
fan.
it around.
Did anyone hear what Paul Mullins said today?
Layout I'm going for on this one.
Yeah, I saw the tweet of him sitting on the couch.
Oh, okay. I've only just seen it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think
Paul
he's staying.
was never going anywhere. He was never going anywhere.
Did you connect with Sasha?
Why would he? Why would he?
He would never going anywhere, bro.
Yeah, there was massive rumours going around for a while. That was some of the intel that both him and Ollie were going, but
on this one.
Doesn't look like it now.
I think there was a chance Ollie could have gone
on this one.
What's that, Ken?
Real quick.
I think there was a chance Ollie could have gone, like if they could have come to a deal, but definitely not Paul. Definitely not Mullen.
And don't write Mulls off.
No,
don't write Mulls off. People wrote him off last season, and then come January, February, he started banging him in for fun and scored us a load of goals up to the end of the season that really helped get us promotion. Don't write him off. Write him off at your peril. Absolutely.
Yep.
Leighton Orient are delighted to announce the arrival of Randall Williams, who joins the club from fellow Sky Bet League One side Bolton Wanderers. Welcome to E10, Randall.
From Bolton.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, next to the names on that side with the Wrexham reaction stuff and things like that, can we drop the logos on the side like we do with the pregame show?
Production meeting.
Josh, we can hear you, man. Josh, take your production meeting and for later. Can you? Hello, it's Simon. Can you put in nudes of me in the thumbnail? Thank you.
This will be the last day of the local pundit. I'll be starting a new channel tomorrow.
Everybody tune in tomorrow for the local Kendit. We'll be up and running.
So everyone that comes on and participates in this show, okay, it is always shoot the rehearsal, and I might regret it. I might regret it today. There you go.
Yeah.
I love it. This is great. This is actually me very happy. It's fun to see everybody here. This is fantastic.
Leighton Orient signed somebody else, by the way. As well.
Another one?
Yeah, they've signed Ramari Edmonds Green from Charlton for an undisclosed fee.
Oh, yeah. Okay, just popped up.
They're the ones to watch, boys. I'm telling you, they're the ones to watch. Ignore Stockport, ignore Huddersfield, even to the point, ignore Wickham. I think they're the ones to watch. They are absolutely on a charge at the moment. Everybody's ignoring them. Ignore them at your peril.
Well, let's be honest. Like it's really important this window for everybody from second Wickham all the way down to probably, if you really want to stretch it, Rotherham in 15th on 37 points. And that might be a bridge too far, but you could definitely say Lincoln on 39 in 12th. All these teams now jockeying for this last push to the finish line. It's going to be really interesting to watch teams form coming out of this transfer window.
Teams are going to take points off other teams. That's going to happen. But there is going to be one team that is going to be hot coming in, and they're going to stay hot. And I think it's going to be Leighton Orient. I think they're just quietly getting on with it. I think teams will come and there will be an ebb and flow, but I think they're the ones who you are going to need to keep an eye on. And if we do end up in the playoffs, that's not a team I want to face until the final, when all bets are off, because in a final you haven't got a clue what's going to happen. Look at Oxford and Bolton last year. Everybody thought Bolton were going to absolutely roll over Oxford in the playoffs. They didn't bother turning up.
Mm-hmm. They beat them 5. Didn't they beat them 5-0 like 2 weeks before the playoffs?
Yeah. Something like that. They absolutely hammered them like 2 weeks before. And everybody thought, just give Bolton the title and let them go. And Oxford turned up and Bolton didn't. And Oxford went up to the championship and Bolton, we've still got them. Don't write them off. Don't we?
It's like anything. If you are on a form, you're gonna go up and do well. You know what I mean? And so I agree with you 100%. But also, Leyton Orient, do they really have it though? Do they have the grit to do it?
Look at their current record, Josh. You don't win that many games or remain unbeaten at that many games without doing something right. And it's not, as we've said, you can have the best players in the world, but it's not just about having the best players in the world. It's about having the best players in the world playing the right way in a way that suits them. It all goes together. You know, look at the amount of money that Man U have spent. Eastbourne Zimmer frame starting 11 could beat them right now.
Never heard of them.
Okay, so Welsh Techie, on that point, do we want to get into the fact of having the right players playing the right way? Well, I think we've got the right players. Is our manager going to play us the right way?
That's a really
it's a very, very thorny subject because everybody obviously has got a lot of time for Parky, so it's a very thorny subject. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
No, because this is more important than your answer. Okay. So we're going to get out.
I have no idea what Josh is doing here.
No, not a clue. But I'm nothing but a performing monkey.
So sorry. Sorry. It's more important than his answer. Kelly wanted as a thumbnail. There you go. So there you go. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
You're welcome, Kelly.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry.
Anytime.
Yeah. Shoot the rehearsal. Right. That's it. I'm shutting up. I'm shutting up. I'm done. I'm done touching buttons. I'm done.
Well, I'd love everybody's opinion on that. Is Parky going to get us across the line? I'm a massive Parky fan. Is he going to get us across the line with tactics this season?
It's a touchy subject, that, isn't it?
That's why we're doing it, Stace.
Look at Welsh going.
It's very
touchy. I'm not overly convinced, I'll be honest. Not because I'm being negative. Just, you know, I've watched Parky with previous clubs and he doesn't change much. He never does. Why would he do it with us all of a sudden? Because that's what he's used to. He's used to being a defensive manager, and I can't see him changing too much out of the ordinary. I really can't. But I love to be shocked, so I really hope he does, because we need to change it up a little bit to suit our players. Because right now they just look lost. You know, our tactics are just not suiting their play styles, and that is resulting in the team not playing well together as well. But yeah, I can't see it, I'm afraid.
Okay. Well, what about the Birmingham supporter? What do you reckon of us? But looking at it, then we cross the Welsh Techie.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Josh, if you want to bring Liam in.
I think
Go ahead, John. Go on, Liam. Liam's going to come in, but John, you go. Keep going.
I think the thing with Parky is I don't really see him change. He's never changed in his career, has he? Let's be honest. From the outside looking in, he signed what I would perceive as better forwards. So he probably thinks now doing the same thing is going to get better results because you've got better guys at the top end of the pitch that will score the goals that you weren't scoring. That's what it feels like from the outside looking in.
And is he right? Is he right?
I agree.
It's your away form, isn't it? Your away form is the elephant in the room. That has to improve, because if that does not improve, you will pretty much stay where you are.
Well, welcome in, Liam.
Yes, welcome to the show, Liam. There you go.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Well, we jumped straight into a frying pan one here, Liam. We're talking.
That's what we like. Yeah.
Do you think Parky's tactics, or is he going to change them, or is what he's doing now good enough to get us up this season?
My take on Phil Parkinson is that he's got teams promoted out of this league before, and I'm fully confident that he can do it again. I think for me, the question is not, can Phil Parkinson get Wrexham promoted out of League One? The question is, I think more one from what people I've spoken to, is what happens when we get to the Championship, because there's not many teams that play the same style of football as Wrexham in the Championship. I think that's perhaps where the question gets asked. But as far as League One goes, I think it's there on his CV. He's got 2 promotions at this level with Colchester and Bolton. So I know the away form, it's hard to watch. In fact, that stretches to the home form over the last month. But over the last, sort of 3 seasons or whatever it is, overall he's been great. So yeah.
I think.
I got a more important question, I think, for you, Liam. What do you think of Welsh Techies' tie and no shirt look?
It reminds me of, there was a character on EastEnders called Frank Butcher, and he once turned up at his love interest's house with a spinning bow tie. If you Google it, I mean, be careful what you're Googling, but there is a video evidence of that. I'm not saying you look like Frank Butcher, by the way, because that's not cool.
Pat. Pat.
That's exactly what I'm here for. Sorry, most of my references are completely of no use to an American audience. I'm sorry.
Shoot. That's so good.
I don't know what the big deal is. You would see this on the Red Lion on a Saturday night. I don't know what's going on.
No, fair comment. Yeah, I've seen people wear less, so
Yeah.
It's Monday night, and he's still going from Saturday night.
Liam, thanks for coming in. And you and I have gone back and forth, and you spoke about when you're doing the Cosm stuff. I appreciate you coming into the Local Pundit, the last show for the Local Pundit, that is. We have John Merrill is here, Birmingham City Supporter Stace, Welsh Techie, Paddy Power, Aaron, and Ken, and myself. And we're so grateful to have you in. Just want to give you, if you want to give a full 360 view of today, what we've done in the transfer window, what we can do. Is there any chance of Palmer leaving tonight, and what we're going to do moving forward? But I just want to get overlap with that too. Sorry, Palmer leaving. Is that possible?
My understanding of the Palmer situation is that lots of clubs made inquiries after Friday's activity. Clearly, we've signed 2 players who I see as sort of classic number 9 strikers. So that's the Palmer role, and I think that's pushed him right down the pecking order. Mm-hmm. I think Bristol Rovers were one team that were mentioned, Gillingham another, as potential destinations. But in essence, the player himself, my understanding is saying, well, look, I've got a contract, right up until he's recently signed a new deal. So if he's going to go, he's going to need to be paid up. I don't know what his wages are, but the player's fully entitled to that. If he's going to go, he's got a contract until X date. You have to pay him up, and that's just the way it is. So I don't think that will happen. My day mostly today has been taken up by actually stuff to do with the COP, because the club chose today of all days, transfer deadline day, to unveil the new plans. Which probably isn't a bad tactic, actually, because if nothing happens, then you can at least say, "Oh, well, look at our shiny new COP plans." So, I went with a few other local journalists we were in the Betty Buzz suite around afternoon time, just for a quick presentation on the new plans, which I'm sure everyone has seen now and has their opinions on strongly one way or the other, it seems. One thing that, again, this probably doesn't paint me in a good light as a journalist, but one thing I spotted when I was in the ground is there was a lighting rig and a camera set up in the Wrexham lager stand. And at the time I was like, I wonder what's going on there, but it skipped my mind. It strikes me now that it was probably Anthony Forde recording his sort of farewell scenes. I'm taking it you've seen. Recent news about Forde leaving by mutual consent, which I'm a bit gutted about personally, just because I think if there's one player that the documentary really shone a strong light on, it was Anthony Forde and his family. And also, I think if it wasn't for all those sort of personal situations and things like that, he's actually a really good one of our better right wing backs as well. I think it's just unfortunate circumstances. Also, obviously, the emergence of Ryan Barnett, which you can't argue with because, hey, he's been superb. So yeah, it doesn't paint me in a good light as a journalist. I didn't spot that. I shouldn't have mentioned that. I should have said, I saw it. I knew what was going on. I just didn't want to tell anyone. But that would be bull, so I won't.
We have questions in the chat here. The people, so the community to ask you. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think? I mean, is there a chance we get anything done for? I mean, we're running out of time here. Do you think there's anything going to get done today, or are we pretty much staying pat?
My view is never say never with Wrexham Football Club. I mean, I asked Michael Williamson today, and the line was essentially, we're happy with the business that we've done, but if a unique opportunity, a particular player that they've been looking at, because the thing with transfer deadline day is, it's like getting your ducks in a row. Essentially, one domino falls, and the rest means that suddenly there's a player available, and you move quickly. And there's one thing I do know: it's the club's willing to work, right up until that final hour to get a move done. So never say never. There's been a few players, names thrown around. Jason Kerr, Wigan Athletics captain, is one that seems to have cropped up quite frequently. I'd be surprised now because I feel like we would have seen something from one of the, like the transfer experts like Peter O'Rourke on X/Twitter as someone who always seems to get the scoop. So I would have expected it, but he might be busy with other teams because, let's face it, there's a lot of clubs than Wrexham. So yeah, never say never. I'm interested that the club has announced something around this time. I think 28
minutes left.
If you're going to bring someone in, you have to move players on, I think, at this juncture, because the squad is really tight numbers wise. So if you were going to bring someone in, something like Forde going could potentially trigger it. But yeah, wait and see. It's getting close, isn't it?
Yep. So what was your take on the COP? Obviously the big announcement today. It's met with a little bit of, some people liked it, some people didn't. What was your take on it?
I think the thing for me is the thing the club keeps repeating is, if you're going to do this, we've got to do it once and do it properly. And I think it's certainly a landmark structure. You look at it, and it's quite, I wouldn't say imposing, but it's stand out. The big dragon motifs, the Ruaban red bricks, it all stands out. I think the only thing that sort of messes with your head when you look at it a bit is the topsy-turvy sort of bits on the top. There's been all sorts of weird comparisons. Someone said it looked like one of the sand vehicles from Star Wars, which I quite liked. The one the Jawas are in. That went down well with me. Someone said it looked like crooked teeth. I think it's one of those things, though, where even though these are really good, like top-level designs, I think until you actually see it in the flesh, that's when my mind will be made up on this stand, because there's something about like architecture and things like that. Until you see that building, and you're standing outside looking at. I mean, for one thing, being a Wrexham fan of many years, I won't actually believe it until I see it, because I lose track of how many designs we've seen for this over the years. Like going
Techie
back,
Shop one that had like a whole circle of things. It was all like neon lights.
Jeff Moss's 2010. Liam, I put a picture up of that. Neon eyesore.
I had this idea of doing like an article where you put them all together and look at all the different ones, because there have been so many. But I do believe this one's happening. Like, from speaking to the club, they're satisfied that they're going to have everything in place. I mean, to get it ready for, there's the European competition in the summer. I think, it could be quite tight, but I think, in terms of the main functionality, which is the seats, they're confident, things like that are going to be in place. So it's one of those, people moan about it, and I just think, well, what a lovely thing to be able to moan about, because up until very recently, all we had there was a derelict stand. So isn't it great that we can debate, that we've got these designs, because frankly, before there was no chance of it ever being built. So I can only say it's a good thing. And from what I understand, it sounds like the owners / investors have had to put more money into their pocket. This is a full fat design. It's not a done on the cheap. This is the real deal, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
Aaron, sorry, we have a defector in here, John Merrill. He is a permanent city supporter. We do let him in the show because local pundit is very broad based. But we have some questions for you. I know Techie and Patty and Stace have some too. And thank you for coming in. I really much appreciate it. And Ken with the tie, it's awesome. John, any questions you want to go in and not to dig deep, but thoughts on to Liam?
Two questions really. You mentioned at the start about Parkinson and next season possibly in the Championship. Do you think there's a realization behind the scenes that maybe he might not be the guy in the Championship? And also, do you see them being prepared to fund the amount of players they're going to need squad-wise to compete in the Championship?
So Michael Williamson was we had a live event. Michael's the CEO, by the way. We had him on for a live event for Fearless in Devotion last week, and to say he spoke glowingly about Phil Parkinson would be an understatement. So he's worked with Roberto Mancini in Inter Milan, who he says he still counts as a close friend, but he said as a manager he rates Phil Parkinson higher now. That'll raise some eyebrows, no doubt. But I think what he was trying to say essentially is that his man management skills are second to none. You know, trying to keep a squad of how many players we've got now. I mean, one of the latest guys was high 40s with his squad number, wasn't he? Which I've never seen with Wrexham before. So I think he's got a good point there. It's actually really interesting because you don't really go very long in football now. You know, like having managers for as long as as we've had Phil Parkinson. I can think of a period in the mid to late sort of 2010s when Wrexham went through managers like nothing. It was just like it felt like one a day. It wasn't, obviously. So I don't know. I mean, I think it emotionally wise, I think it would actually be quite difficult for the owners. You're talking about a guy that's taken Wrexham to 2 promotions, potentially a third one, and also Wrexham, who historically we haven't had a great many promotions. So you have to put it in that context. But I just can't shake this feeling, and I say this as someone who's fully Parky's going to get us out of League One, but there's always that question in my mind of what happens if we do get into the Championship, because I've no doubt whatsoever. I know for a fact that the gulf even between the top of the Championship and the bottom is absolutely huge, and like you say, the spending required to get to where you need is big. I think the Allen family, who are our new minority investors, they are a game changer. My only question is, a lot of their focus seems to be on the building up the community element, making difference in the Wrexham community. So, I think actually we did ask the question: would they take on further investors? And reading between the lines, I think it's basically Rob and Ryan are here to stay as majority investors, but if there were other minority investors interested in coming on, which apparently there are a lot of people interested, as long as they align with the values, they're happy for new people to come in. And I think maybe you'd have to do that if you want to be spending Championship money on players.
Yeah.
Aaron, I think you have a very good point on this, on Parky and obviously League One level tactics and Championship level. What do you think?
I mean, obviously that's a question that's come up a lot, is can he do it in the Championship? So I've been watching. Luckily here in the States, Paramount Plus has a great deal on Championship games. We get several a week. So I've been able to watch a lot of them. And to be honest, there's a handful of teams that play very much like we do, obviously with better players at a higher level. So I don't know that the tactics are necessarily a problem at that level, as long as you do get the investment and get the players that are at a higher level, at the higher level. So your passing's better, they're more, they're better in front of goal. I mean, it just, all that, they're just levels, the levels are higher. I think Coventry right now, I just watched a Coventry game. They won 2-0 over the weekend. Or I think maybe 2-1 or 2-0. But they look just like us. They set back to, hit on the counter, scored their goals, but it was very defensive, So, but 3-5-2 or 5-3-2, whatever you want to call it, and so I don't think that it's something that can't work at that level. I think it's just a matter of having the players that can play at that level for the tactic. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. But
yeah, that's totally a fair point. Like you say, there are teams who set up defensively. I mean, I'm thinking of Burnley, who are right up there, and they don't concede many goals. They don't score that many, but they get the balance just about right. Although I watched them play Leeds, was it the other week, when there was no shots on target, and I actually did fall asleep on the sofa. My wife had to wake me up because I started snoring. I don't know whether that was just me or the football, but yeah, no, you're right. There's different ways of setting it up, and there's no one way to play football. It's not all, oh, you either pass it out from the back. There's different things in between. But I do think the further you go up the leagues, the less teams there are who do set up the same as Wrexham. And like you said, maybe it is down to personnel. And you look at the last few signings we've made, and they've all played in the Championship and done relatively well. Well, I say relatively well, especially Jay Rodriguez, really good player at that level. I just think the age thing is perhaps why he's come to Wrexham. But yeah, the thing that concerns me slightly is that obviously we just let Anthony Forde go by mutual consent. But there really isn't a lot of room in this squad. Like, I was looking at it the other day, and there's not that many players whose contracts are up. So I just think we're gonna have to be a bit smarter with the squad situation if and when we do go up.
Yeah.
Pass it on to Techie and Stace, John and Ken and Patty as well. Anything on there too? Also, why isn't Palmer left? Sorry. Anyone else have any good, interesting tidbits there? No, on that.
I think it's important.
Sorry, mate. Go on.
Go on, Rush. That's fine.
No. Go, Paddy. Go.
I was going to say a little bit of a spoiler, but I was talking to Andy Morrell today, and we discussed this, and I specifically asked about tactics, that if we were to go up and stay with the same tactics as we have, but only upgrade players, would we be likely to stay in the Championship and maybe progress over time? And he believes that we can, that there's no particular reason not to do so. But of course, it would mean some new players who are comfortable playing those positions and getting better at what we do. And we also discussed the away difference, and he's in agreement that we have to play more aggressive in our away matches, that we go too defensive.
That's a guy I could listen to talk football all day, Andy Morrell. One of my favourite ever Wrexham players, one of my favourite Wrexham non-league era managers, and on the commentary as well, just explains things so well. Like, I'm not an expert on football necessarily, but I feel like I know a lot more after listening to Andy Morrell. So yeah, big shout out to that guy.
That's a massive compliment.
Yeah, love him.
By the way, 330 people in here watching. Please like and subscribe to the Local Pundit and Liam Randall. Welsh Techie, eat more chips, and also FID Liam Randall coming in. Thank you very much. Awesome. To Techie, you got something queued up. 17 minutes left to go, by the way, for the window closes.
I just wanted to say that whatever happens, we get to the Championship, and that would be amazing. But, and this is just my opinion, the club is not ready. No training ground. We're still recruiting staff. The academy is still just being set up. There is no reserve side. There's no properly. There's no proper under-21 side. All the clubs in the Championship already have this. They have this all in place. They use this every day. That is a big part of any success of any team at any level, particularly in the Championship. The fact that we have no proper training ground, for me, and I know from the FID event that I'm sure Liam will talk about in a second. For me, that's a big thing. It's why I said earlier, get the cop built. Let's get the spade in the ground, and let's get on to building the training ground, because we need that in the bag.
Yeah, like you say. So on the live event, I think Michael Williamson was still in the room when Mark Crichton, aka the Beast, former Wrexham defender, was talking about it. His take on it was training ground, absolute must. Wrexham legend, manager, former player Brian Flynn, training ground, absolute must. He was telling an anecdote about, was it Fabrizio Ravanelli, I think? And basically when he came to the UK to play, saw the training facilities and said, I'm not playing there, basically. And within a year, there was a new training ground. When you get to this level...
Middlesbrough. It was Middlesbrough, wasn't it?
That was it. Yeah.
Was it?
Because weren't they he said they were training at a prison or something like that, which I was like, I was going to say, surely that's not true, but Brian Flynn would know if anyone will know. So, but that just goes to show that, top players do look at these things. We have training facilities, the FAW, like what used to be Wrexham's Colliers Park, is an excellent facility. But I think the problem you've got is when players are having to go to the stadium first, having to do maybe the medical checks, whatever, at the stadium first. Then you travel to go to the training ground. It's a lot of toing and froing. And when you've got all that in a purpose-built facility, all in the same place, that's a massive plus. So I get where everyone's coming from in terms of the infrastructure. I mean, I do find it difficult to say, well, let's not go up. I mean, no one at the club's going to say that. Phil Parkinson's not going to say that. The players aren't going to say that. But I get where you're coming from totally. I think Michael Williamson said, so the getting a spade in the ground on the Kop is the priority come the summer. Then once that's done, let's turn our attentions to the training ground. I think in some ways it's a very not difficult situation that they inherited, but in terms of facilities, we through circumstances and not having much money and fans basically having to scramble together to save the club, it didn't really leave a lot of time for improving facilities and stuff like that. So we're really playing catch up, and I do think that's through no fault of the owners whatsoever. That's just, and they're trying to do it properly now, which takes time. But everyone wants everything today, but they want to do it properly, basically, so that there's a legacy there for 20, 30, 40 years to come.
Real quick, we do got a bit of Wrexham news. James Rainbird has joined Newtown on loan till the end of the season. So not that changes anything as far as the squad numbers go. But
I think you'll see shortly a couple more going out on loan. Another youngster and one from the main squad. So the rumours go.
Okay. Well, Stace, on that, Liam and Welsh Techie making some really good points there. I think we're good enough to go up this season. If we went up this season, can we hang on in the championship for 1 or 2 years and actually get a training facility done next year? Because that is key. You're nailing it, Liam, right on the head there. That's sort of the progression I'd like to see happen. Stace, what do you think about that?
I think our training ground is essential, to be honest, to also bring better players in. After what happened to Jack Marriott, I think that goes without saying. Even more so now, we needs a bit of TLC, doesn't it? Better training ground so the boys can train much better. And
to attract players.
Yeah.
Liam nailed that, right on the head. Players don't want to come in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go somewhere where you're training in, I don't know, the trenches, so to speak? It's not very pretty. It's like a woman going to look at a diamond ring, for example, but the husband points out a shitty Haribo ring, for example, and you're like, no thanks, let's have a look at something else. That's the best way I can describe it.
How did you know about my proposal, by the way? Who told you about it?
You told me in the pub when you were drunk, remember?
Hang on, Stace. When that happens,
you actually did, mate. Do you remember? That's why I said it.
No.
Stace, when that happens, woman goes out looking at the diamond ring, takes her husband. The husband goes, look at this. Doesn't the woman just go, yeah, let's go look for another husband?
I mean, I fucking would, to be fair, but
love
not
it.
Liam's wife. Fair play.
Punching Anna. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Sorry, mate.
Well done, Liam.
there you go.
Just out of curiosity, sorry, I'm gonna just totally because this is Liam. Is this your first time on the show?
Yes, it is my very first.
Oh, yeah. Origin story. Yeah. Got to do
An
origin story.
initiation or something.
Yeah, you got to do it. Yeah, everyone. John did it. Stace did it. Techie's origin story.
Everyone's done it.
Is a blank
What
slate.
did I do? I don't remember.
Well, all right. Well, you're next then. Or Liam,
Oh, fuck.
origin story. There you go. You got 10 minutes to go. You got 90 seconds. Let's go.
What was
No.
Origin story. What's your with Wrexham? Or
Yeah.
what's your connection to the club and all that?
So I started going with one of my best friends in around the year 2000, which tail end of the Brian Flynn years. We still had some decent players like Carlos Edwards and people like that. But it was actually this sort of also when stuff really went wrong off the pitch. So I take full responsibility for that. It wasn't Alex Hamilton's fault. It wasn't Mark Gutterman's fault. It was mine for starting to support Wrexham. I did get to see a promotion in those early years under Dennis Smith, albeit again under difficult circumstances. He worked miracles, and that's sort of what really drew me in, was seeing that team under Dennis Smith with flying wing backs, Carlos Edwards, Paul Edwards, Andy Morell and Lee Trundle up front, Dennis Lawrence in defence, Andy Dibble in goal. I'm not going to name the whole team, but trust me, it was brilliant to watch.
A long-time supporter and now reporter, and and now fearless in devotion. How'd that come about, John? Liam, sorry, how'd that come about?
So I've been a journalist locally since around 2011, like mostly news reporting gigs, reporting on politics. Hey, guess what, by the way? People don't like to read about politics as much as they do football. That's a shocking fact for you there. So I knew Andy Gilpin. He was one of the editors of the Daily Post when I was there, or North Wales Live as it is these days. Reese, I'd never met in my life before, but I think, again, Andy is the thread that pulls a lot of these things together. Tim, I knew because he obviously had the Twitter account, and we'd met and talked a few times. So yeah, I knew Andy the most. I've seen Andy in his boxes in Cardiff after a night out, so know him a bit too well. Tim knew also, and then Reese. What a guy, by the way, Reese Williams. I don't know, just his story about how he supports Wrexham because his dad was basically really contrarian. Everyone else in the school yard said they supported Cardiff or Swansea, so he said, well, I support Wrexham. I just love that story. So random.
Awesome.
That is awesome. That's so. Do you remember doing your origin story, Stace?
I don't.
What's that? Sorry.
Do you remember doing your origin story?
I don't think I did one, did I?
Well, you are now.
Well, let's go. Let's hear it.
Well,
we got 7 minutes to go. Yeah.
My dad is born and raised in Wrexham. Both my children are born in Wrexham, so it runs through my veins. My dad took me to a Wrexham game when I was a little girl. I wasn't quite into football at that point, but I fucking well enjoyed it. And I started playing football for a boys' team and just didn't look back. Just absolutely adore the team and love football now. So you got my dad to thank for that. That you stuck with me now.
Excellent.
Awesome. And we know the origin story for John Merrill because he's very new to Wrexham. He pretends to love Birmingham City, but he's really here for the Wrexham story.
I didn't know you guys existed before this season, to be fair.
Hey, I've been trying, and we still got a few minutes here, John. I mean, I'll still take 10 million if you'll take me over to 10 million, and I'll come over to Birmingham with you.
Wow, he doesn't care.
I mean, I know you. I mean, I'll take the money.
There's no loyalty in football anymore, is there? It's
no
just
loyalty. I'll take the money. I know you
Wrexham.
spent most of it. Let's be honest. You spent most of it on that dud that got caught in Max Cleaworth's pocket the other day. But
Wrexham will pay 7 of that to offload him.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jay Stansfield is absolutely mortified sitting top of the league.
There is 5 minutes left to go. Liam, I don't know. You're happy. I would love you to hang out if you want to. We're just kind of doing a hangout session. We've been on for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Matt from Racecourse is texting me about something. I told him to come on 19 times. I don't know if he's in the tub or whatever, but I told him to come on. He says that's
He doesn't like you, Josh.
He's in his little. He's probably in his little Grogu outfit. You know, his little thing that he curls up in at night. I've seen him pop on in that a few times. So,
I know. But yeah, we're working on that. I mean, we have 5 minutes. Liam, I mean, are we gonna bring in anybody, or is this over? Are we done?
I don't. It's the fact that the club's still tweeting stuff that always keeps my hopes alive when there's still activity.
Yeah.
Although I'm still having nightmares about the Luke Armstrong is everyone's still awake picture of the moon episode. I was expecting the documentary to go in harder on that. I thought that I wanted a full sort of blow by blow of what happened on that day, but I'm told for good reasons that it didn't happen. So, and then they also didn't want to make the player himself feel bad. So that's entirely fair enough. But I was raging like everyone who was following. I was like, "There's a moon. There's Armstrong on the moon. Yeah, I'm getting this. This is gonna any minute." And then nothing. So I'm a bit greedy, but one more signing would make my day.
So let me ask you that: where, if it was up to you, your opinion, what type of what position would you strengthen if we had one more signing?
Defender.
Personally, I think either a sort of attacking or creative midfielder. I see a lot of the problems with Wrexham's strikers. You saw it on Saturday. We had a better quality of strikers on the pitch, and also let's just say who had very little time to get accustomed to their new teammates. But while the quality of the strikers was better, we just didn't create enough chances for them until we just do this thing recently where it's like decide to really give it a go with 10-15 minutes left, and it's like it's great when it happens. 95th minute winners and all that, but sometimes I would just like to watch a game and be 3-0 up by, say, 70 minutes or something like that. Wouldn't that be lovely? And I mean, at one stage, like at home, even that doesn't even happen at home anymore. I'll be honest, I mostly go to home matches, so I would just sit back comfortably with a cigar and enjoy it. But I think I want to say since sort of the turn of November, it's felt a bit more like the away performances where you just like, come on, it's like I want to enjoy this game. I want to sit back and relax. And there's nothing wrong with doing it the Wrexham way every now and again, and making you on the edge of your seat. But I don't know, my seat gets a bit too chafing sometimes. So
it's techie right now for sure.
Guys, breaking.
Breaking.
Go ahead.
It's not for us. Stockport County are shortly announcing a third signing of the day. So earlier in the day, they had centre half from Norwich join Brad Hills. Then that was followed up by who's the next one? This guy, Sam Cosgrove, joined on loan from Barnsley. And at the moment, they have said one more bit of business is happening.
It's a new mascot.
That's 3 Stockport.
It'd be better than Sam Cosgrove.
They still haven't announced the last one. 8 minutes ago. 8 minutes ago, they said they're doing one more.
Guy from Birmingham.
2 minutes.
2 minutes to go. Yeah. Aaron.
2 minutes.
Hold on, Aaron. Wait a minute. Hold on. It's got to do it again. Here we go. You got to be quick.
Oh, fuck, shit. I got to pull it up. Okay, here we go again. It's Monday, February 3rd, 2025. The transfer deadline day is upon us. Hello, I'm your host, Aaron Wheeler. The transfer window is about to slam shut, and clubs are in a frantic race against time to make last-minute changes to their squads. As the clock ticks away, there will be no shortage of deadline day drama, as teams give it one last roll of the dice to bring in their favored targets. Will we see paperwork chaos as fans wonder if the deal got over the line? It no doubt will be a roller coaster of emotions, and we're here to cover it all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Local Pundits Transfer Deadline Day Special.
There There we go. And we're all back in.
Oh,
Aaron
yeah.
worked so hard on that. Oh my God. Got to give him the credit on that. Liam, you missed it. He did it 3 times already. He was ready to rock and roll.
Throwing me out there, make me do it.
It
I'm
gets
like a
better
monkey.
every time,
Okay.
though, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Stockport
done it.
have announced their third signing.
Okay.
Owen Moxon, midfielder, becomes the final signing of the January transfer window, joining from Portsmouth for an undisclosed fee. Okay.
I can't wait to see Aaron's outro. I'm sure he's done an outro as well.
I definitely did not do an outro, so I hope you're not waiting to see that.
With the rehearsal.
Transfer window just closed, by the way. It just closed. So awesome. This is our third we've done right now. And I want to thank everyone for coming in. It's been a fantastic show so far. It's fun. It's fun. I mean, I got my wedding suit on. Yeah. Wedding suit.
And the button almost reaches.
It almost goes right there. Yeah. So just
I'm doing the Chris Farley right now. Fat guy in a little coat. That's what I'm dealing with right now. So,
but you look amazing. So, and Ken with the tie and the bow ties, and yellow tie, and Patty with the flowing locks. Techie with the the white T-shirt. Liam, does this mean we can't do anything else, or are we done just because of the announcements? What are you thinking?
I don't think it prevents anything being done. You can ask for an extension to get deals over the line if you've reached a certain stage. So, like I said, never say never. But if it hits say midnight UK time, I think that's us done. Basically, I wouldn't expect to see anything beyond that. I don't like teasers. So if we do one, can we just go straight in with a punch and say, we've signed this person? I don't want any moons. I don't want any stars. I don't want Jupiter. I just want to see a player's face there looking at me in my eye. So, yeah, we can still do deals. I'm like everyone else. I'm just refreshing Twitter, X, etc. Someone else just made the point that you can obviously still get free agents in as well. So if you wanted to leave a space in the squad, like we did when we brought Big John Daddy in, that's also a possibility.
He can score goals. Look at him go.
Apparently so, yeah. I wasn't aware, but we do this thing. I was saying to someone, if you're a striker, go to Wrexham for a little bit. Don't score any goal. Go somewhere else. You're gonna have a great time.
2 more signings in the chat there. If you want to pull them out.
Yeah, go ahead, John. You got him.
Kieran Lofthouse is signed for Burton from Barnsley, and Rotherham have literally just announced that Mpanzu from Luton is signed for them. And we've let Ramel Donovan go on loan to Brentford for the rest of the season, which is a really strange transfer, not going to lie.
So let me get this right. A League One club is loaning to Brentford?
We are loaning an 18-year-old kid to Brentford who can't get into our first team squad. Yes.
Wow.
Too much money.
I assume he'll go into their B team. It's probably a loan with a view to they may buy him in the summer, possibly. Yeah. It'd be a real shame because he's one of the most talented youngsters we've had come through since the Bellinghams.
In the mud, totally in the mud. You guys are. I mean, listen.
Championship mud. Yes.
Matt says, I thought the Welsh FA didn't allow new deal sheets. I don't know.
There's a weird thing there with the Welsh FA. The Welsh FA get annoyed because they have to work tonight and they don't like that. There are issues because the Welsh FA deals slightly differently to the EFL, and you do have to register, particularly if a player is coming from an English club. You have to register them as an international player. So it really puts an extra level of bureaucracy onto any signing. So you do have to be really, really careful from that point of view. But as Liam said, you could have done deals up to 11 o'clock, and then you have at least an hour to file the paperwork. So there is still time where things could happen. But like Liam said, I don't want any moons, because I think they've been very careful, because that was a massive gaffe that they've never lived down. So I think they realise that they don't want to be stupid about it.
Did I miss? So on the leader, Richard Williams, don't anticipate anything more. Report through the regarding first team. We're done, but there's potential for things to happen. Paperwork was submitted before 11 p.m. He just tweeted that out. I don't know if that's, if you guys, Techie, John, Liam, Patty, if you guys have that, Stace, is that something you guys are seeing too?
It's on his Twitter, is it, on Rich?
I'm on the Leader Live, but he's saying don't anticipate more report through regarding first team. We're both, but yeah, I don't know if that's true. I mean, who knows? I mean, Leader's pretty connected. Obviously, you are as well. But
yeah, Rich would know. Rich was down at the club today as well. So yeah, Rich is much more on the ground in terms of with Parky, with the training and things like that.
Yeah, this is what he's got right now as of 3:02. But that's weird times, by the way. 3:02 my time. Yeah, there you go. There, these are the two right here.
They're ruining all our dreams.
I know. I know. Thank God we're still going to come in first. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Goofy Splat says, I think they would announce something if they were finished doing business. I don't know. I mean, is there an hourglass or a moon that we can put up together? Does that work? An hourglass and a moon? Would that do something?
Yeah, they don't necessarily.
I think we're done.
Anything to say we're done. It's just left.
Mm-hmm. If we are done, how did we do? I mean, rate it 1 through 10. I'm going to give it an 8.5 because we didn't get Palmer out. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I don't think the money bothering us. I don't think we need to get rid of anybody. I'm giving it an 8.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is it.
Go ahead, Patty.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with an 8 for the business we've done so far.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That sounds. I'll go an 8.5. I'll go 8.5. I liked it.
I think I'll go for an 8, potentially rising depending on what happens. But looking at it at the minute, I think the amount of Wrexham fans that said we want 2 strikers, we don't want much. And then lo and behold, after we got 2 strikers, people said, I'll have a defender and a midfielder, please. We are quite greedy, but it's been a good window. I mean, I never thought I'd see the day Wrexham spent 7 figures on a player. So I'm just mind blown.
Long may it continue.
Yeah.
Chucky, I know you had something loading up there, but I just want to say, Liam, do you have a number of what we actually spent on Sam?
So the overall figure that has been quoted enough places to make me think it has validity to it is £2 million. But what I don't think that means, and generally in football it doesn't, is that we've just paid Reading £2 million up front. I think you're probably looking at a figure somewhere closer to between 1 to 1.5 million, but then you add sort of little additions on top of that. So say he scores X amount of goals, say he helps get us promoted this season, there'll be little add-ons. And a lot of people are fussed about the fee for that, and they're like, oh, I don't know if he's worth that. I was like, well, it's not really our problem to worry about particularly anymore. You know, it's not my money really going on that. It's not my money paying for a Coke at halftime in the Mould Road stand that's just paid for Sam Smith. But also, you look at the age of him, he's 26. He's got double figures in League One in the last 4 seasons. He's a prime age player, which there seems to be a lot more focus on us now getting players in who are slightly younger than previously. So I think in the current market, if you look at what teams are spending in League One, it seems like good value to me. I'm sure we'll see in time, but he looks like a faster version of your good friend Ollie Palmer.
John, is that the guy you called a journeyman? Or no, is that Longman?
That's Longman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Longman's the 24-year-old journeyman.
Guys, there is a team we haven't shown any love to today that maybe deserves a mention.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Liam, you're walking into it. There you go.
Let me pull up the screen because I think we should actually show this. 1 second now. Where is it?
For anybody that's not in on this joke, this is Paddy's second favourite team.
Okay. So Peterborough United today had a signing. They are delighted to complete the signing of midfielder Joe Andrews from National League South side, Chippenham Town, for an undisclosed fee, with the 18-year-old penning a long-term contract. Welcome to Posh Joe. Following the completion of the transfer, Joe Andrews will rejoin Chippenham Town on loan until the end of the season.
So he's either going to be worth like millions in future, or he's going to be worth nothing, and there's no in between about that.
Yeah. So
Chippenham are going to have the cleanest dressing rooms in the whole of the National League South.
So this is their new signing and their only signing of the window. So good luck there, boys.
Well, from Paddy, so from National League South, does that mean next season he will have gone up 2 leagues to be playing in League 2?
Well, if they take him.
John, Techie, and
They might need him. They might need him.
Yeah. I don't know if this. So Paddy has taken it in the craw since when the guys at Posh Cast, minus Ashley, who did come on to the show, saying that they're going to beat us like what 6-0 and give us that. So this is
I was on FID where the first guy come up. What do you say? What do you give like a 5-1 or something to you guys?
That was Charlie. 5-1.
He's a good sport. That guy. That lad is a really good sport, because we came up with this video taking the piss slightly, but when he came on, he took it really well. And also, I saw him on the podcast they did with Darren McAntony, and how rude was he to him?
Yes,
he was so damn rude. He was just going, "Oh, you don't know anything, you're a little young lad." And I'm thinking, mate, just show a bit of respect. It's a two-way street, and that's a fan of the football club you run. At least from that perspective, give the guy some respect.
Well, I think they did tell John that Birmingham were going to end up in 7th.
Well, that was that Harry, wasn't it? He claimed that we were going to finish 7th, sack the manager, and then when we beat them after being 2-0 down against them, he didn't appear on one of their podcast shows for like 2.5 months. But this was, of course, in the pre-match show they did. He turned up wearing an Aston Villa shirt, so he went into hiding afterwards.
My God. Michael Wolf says, "Hi, Liam. I love the FID podcast. You have a fan. There you go.
Way better than way better.
There's a first for everything. I mostly just get abuse on social media, so I'll take the one.
Yeah, like there you go. You gotta have one love. There you go. I mean, Christ, we get pellets all in here. I mean, Welsh Techie decided to wear his whitest shirt that shows all of his skin. There you go. It's the best.
It's like Kanye's wife or whatever at the
oh my God.
That's what he's wearing. That's what he's wearing.
I hope you got the heating turned up, or is it cold in your house, Techie?
Yeah. No, but I've got somewhere to hang my coat, so it's absolutely fine.
Oh man, Kelly Davis says so rude, and then Matt from Racecourse says Charlie's okay, but Ashley was a whopper. There you go. Yeah, I didn't see the video, but there you go. Patty, please play the video. We're having such a great time. 2 hours and 45 minutes in, and Aaron's were put on the tie. John put on the tie, and Techie put on the.
Well, Techie followed protocol. He's got a tie up.
Yeah,
well,
did say tie.
That's what the memo said. Don't forget your tie. You didn't say anything about a shirt, pants, socks. I got a cod piece on. Do you want to see that? Or
no, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
We will be relaunching a new channel tomorrow when we get demonetized, and it'll be called
the new channel.
Local Pundit. Sarah Pritchard wants to also put this out there too. Thank you. She's also a Local Pundit member. Please subscribe, share, become a Local Pundit member. FID, eat more chips, Racecourse Rambo, 2 beers, all the accoutrements. There you go. Before I go, wonderful show. Thanks for bringing in so many quality guests and for everyone's hard work. Yes, it has not gone without a lot of fun and hard work. So I forgot what the F I was going to say. I totally lost my shit.
Shout out to Aaron. Seriously.
Oh yeah, Yeah. Yeah. Well done.
It was
Well
fun.
done.
I've been looking forward to this. This was a fun one.
Yeah.
I went to Goodwill, bought me a jacket for the that doesn't
I'm
fit.
just
you know.
really sad that I'm so drunk I won't remember this tomorrow.
Shoot. Real quick, Josh,
Yes, sir.
on the Man United front, I know you're a huge Man United fan. So there was rumors that you guys were supposed to get Matthias Tell. Tottenham Hotspur are delighted to announce the signing of Matthias Tell on loan from Bayern Munich, subject to international clearance and work permit. How you feel about that? Nothing.
To be fair, I don't think they're too worried about what Spurs are doing. Really, it's more their closer rivals like Southampton and Ipswich are doing that.
Ipswich, yeah.
Kelly Davidson's pulling the plug on the show. There you go. She's like,
I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
We did 3 hours here. This has been great. Aaron, great panel. Awesome. Yep. Yeah. We're not doing anything. I mean, if we do, we will come back on. But awesome. Aaron, you wanna get us rolling out of here? I want to bombshell us out.
Sure. Everybody, thanks for coming.
Whoa.
What? Come out.
I want a proper outro.
Oh shit. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the local pundits transfer deadline day special. I'd like to thank you for coming. Unfortunately, Wrexham saw fit to bore us for 3 hours and not give us anything. But it's okay. We're still going up. Birmingham's in the mud. So's Man United. And on that bombshell, we'll see you next time.